Hello and a big welcome to DXC Arena in Darwin for the TIO Strike League T20 Grand Final. Southern Storm up against the City Cyclones. The Cyclones got here last night in the last hit of the match to set up this match. Should be a beauty. Storm won this competition last year in 2020. City Cyclones have won it in 2017 and 2018. It wasn't played in 2019, and they've met once this year, these two teams, back in round 2 of this by 2 wickets. The Storm over the City Cyclones. Commentary team today: Ken Vowles, former NT cricket captain and coach, and Australian under-19 representative all those years ago. Ken Vowles, welcome. Ken, how are you?
Thanks, Charlie. Just fantastic to be here. This morning I was in Jabiru, and today here I am. So how good is this? To finalise the cricket and watch it, and I've only been streaming it through, so it's absolutely great to be here.
Terrific to have you here, and you're half the man you used to be, and I'll explain that. I'll explain that a little later on. And Matt Taxoglu was with us as well, played for Desert Blaze, and he's been commentating throughout the series of this match. Nice to have you on board.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks, Charlie, and a pleasure to be with you here today, Ken, for a big game, the final. So it's been a big T20 series, and what a game we got ahead of us after last night's amazing match.
Terrific match, wasn't it? You'd have watched it in Jabiru.
I was just streaming. It was just fantastic, and I thought, I'm getting a bit tired. No, let's keep going here, and you know, that's what. Where else in the world can you watch cricket? It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Right
now,
here.
The news is that toss has been had and the Cyclones won, and they've elected to bowl. Any suggestions on what that's all about?
Yeah, well, I went out and had a look at the wicket quickly. There's a lot of grass on it, and then also the word around is the batsmen like to prefer to be batting in the evening.
So the bowling is?
Jack Edwards.
So Jack Edwards, and this is pushed into the covers for a quick single. They take off. So Edwards with the bowling.
Yeah, and Edwards, he bowled last night, and he got through his 4 overs quite quickly in the game. I think he bowled, he finished all his 4 overs in the first 10 overs of the game. So it'll be interesting to see what he does tonight. He's the captain of the City Cyclones, so we'll see what happens. And opening the batting is Josh Khan with Harthill, who has had a good tournament, scoring a 50 recently, and he's been doing well, Josh.
So Jack Edwards starts that long run in from the airport end, bowls outside the off stump, and he smashes that with a cut. Fantastic shot out to cover point and brilliantly fielded out there. Ken, that's a shot you used to play many years
hopefully
ago.
Not that shot. It would have gone to the boundary.
Yes, that's right.
Second ball of a match, 2020. That's one you're looking for as a bat to get your eye in and see it. He'd be moving on to the next ball and taking the next opportunity. But the wicket seems to be playing pretty true. 2 balls in. And we're looking forward to a big score and a great game.
So Edwards turns around. So we've got the airport end, for those who know Darwin. This is at the airport end, where the airport is, and the other end is where the football stadium is. Ball on the stumps, bit short, pulled around the corner down to square leg, nearly went to the boundary, good fielding. Return has been just impeccable in most of these matches. This is game number 9, but the 8 that we've seen, Max, some of the fielding has been just brilliant, hasn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And that player out on the boundary, a deep square leg, he'll need to be on his game because the wind is blowing into his direction. So Josh Khan and his leg side, right of screen, that's where the wind's blowing to. So that part of the ground will probably be targeted from the batter.
Here's Edwards, runs in, right arm over the wickets, down the leg side, played out it wide, says the umpire. And
the Southern Storm here, it'll be interesting for them because the City Cyclones, they did score 178 runs last night off just 13 overs. So quite amazing hitting we saw last night, and Nick Larkin, who's out there in the field, he'll be having to back it up again straight after a big innings of 106 off 43 balls.
It was a stunning innings, Ken, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Here's Edwards again, runs in, bowls. Oh, gee, slashes at this one over the top of the stumps.
Just an innings, Charlie and Max. Just absolute power and timing and finesse. It was just a perfect inning to watch.
Yeah.
And if you've never ever seen the game before and you go, what do you need to do? That's what you need to do for half the game, bat like that, and then we'll show you how to bowl and field.
No wicket for 3. This is the first over. And Ken, it reminded me of that time when you were batting at Gardens Oval and I was warning people not to drive past. I said, be very careful if you drive past Gardens Oval. Ken's hitting them out of the ground.
Yeah, oh, those were the days, Charles.
Here's Edwards again, runs in and bowls outside the off stump, slashing again at this one, Khan.
I'd like to say I was seeing him like a beach ball that day, but now the beach ball would hit me in the face. That's how well I'm seeing him.
But I should explain my comment about you half the man you are, because you've stripped off so much weight. You're looking really good.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I just want to be fit and 50. I'm 50 in end of next month. I've got a history of ill health in my family, and my father passed away at 52. So, you know, I want to be around a long time. That's what I want to do. So, take a bit more care of myself.
Oh, good.
Don't eat all a packet of Tim Tam. Just have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And weed yourself off them. Here's Edwards running in bowling, and this has worked straight down to short mid on, off for a single.
Yeah, good.
So that's a very quiet over there so far. Yes, it's the end of the over, so no wicket for 4.
Yeah, I think with the wicket, you know, the length he's bowling is a little bit in the wicket. So you saw a couple of play misses. Jack Edwards, I just think he's a complete player. I know we're talking off air. I think, you know, my years, I used to really look up to Mark Waugh, because everybody knew about his batting, Mark Waugh, but when you saw him bowl, you thought he just rolled his arm over, but he was terrifying. He was 140, 135 kilometres an hour, and I just see all that in Jack Edwards coming up. And, you know, Australia's going to benefit.
Big comparison.
Big. It's only going to get bigger, Charlie.
Who's at the other end? Max?
So we got Liam Guthrie coming on now from WA, and he's got a bit of pace behind him. I think he's probably a little bit quicker than Jack Edwards from all reports, but we can't verify any of that information because we don't have a speed gun out. And yeah, the breeze is coming across the pitch here, so it doesn't really favour either end for the bowlers.
Guthrie to Khan, outside the off stump, pushes through the covers, good looking shot, races out towards the rope, and it'll go all the way 4 from just a dab. Ken, we're talking about the bats that they use these days. He just dabbed at that and it just raced to the rope.
Yeah, we always talk about batting when you want to bat, and I used to love opening the batting because the ball's new, the bowlers are trying to get their line and lengths right. There's more gaps in the field. Fielders are in, and it was just a beautiful cricket shot. Just pushed on it, got his timing.
There it is again.
And it raced away to the boundary.
Great batting there from Josh Khan, and he was recently picked up by the Hobart Hurricanes, so he's joining their list for next season.
Guthrie to Khan. Big appeal, big appeal. They've all gone up. The umpire's unmoved. Totally unmoved. They look despondent.
And they are absolutely stunned by that decision.
Pretty good look here.
And
it's on the screen.
Well, we will get a replay of this, and I don't know. Let's get a look at it.
It appeals for a catch behind, I think.
Looked like he inside edged it into his pad, and then the keeper's caught it. So a bit of a tricky one there for the umpire.
Yeah, it's always hard.
Yeah, it was tough. Interesting that. That's a big play in the game early, and Josh Khan, he's been in some good form this tournament, so he's a danger player here for the City Cyclones, and they'll need to try and get him out early, because if he gets going, he can be really damaging.
So Guthrie fired up now, got that turned down, and this one's worked away through mid-wicket. Good looking shot, or rather deep square leg. The fielder comes in. Ken, what do you think of those? See those throws? We're just wrapped by them, aren't we? When you were playing, the fielding wasn't that good, was it? The fielding was good. I don't know if the returns to the keeper were.
No, well, it was a real change for Bobby Simpson coming through as a really emphasis on fielding, so you could save 30, 40 runs a game. And in a day in a test match, you know, you're in the field for 3 days, so you're saving 100 odd runs.
Yeah.
The fielding has just been extraordinary. We saw the warm-ups, and I love watching them going through their paces. But it's just intense, and that's what it's about. Every run counts. It's the win or loss. That's simple as that.
So Guthrie charging in from that TIO Stadium end, shortish ball. Gee, that was a quick ball. Look, I should mention too, on a sad note here, the passing of the great Ted Dexter, the former English captain. Had a really, I mean, Australians loved him, didn't he? He was a gentleman on the field back in his day.
Yeah, we love England and all the Test players. I think, you know, we obviously looked up to them as well when the Australian players went over there, but they played it fiercely and fairly. And I think, you know, they re-emphasised that it's the gentleman's game whenever, you know, and Ted Dexter always comes to mind. Colin Cowdrey's another one.
So Guthrie again, and another ball. Bowling quick, isn't he, Guthrie? He seems just a bit quicker than Edwards looked.
Yeah, it's always.
So I suppose the breeze is with him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always good to see a couple go through to the keeper, Charlie. And the two that have, there have been some good pace going on. But just feeling on Ted Dexter, it's just a sad day for cricket. And, you know, with England doing so well over there as well, it's just hopefully they'll beat the Indians in the next couple of days and celebrate, and maybe have a beer or a cup of tea for Ted.
Here's Guthrie. Again, shortish ball again. Then he's got an edge on that one. Worked it down to deep third man. Off for a single. End of the over.
Good.
No wicket for 9.
Yeah.
10, I think it is, rather.
Yeah, a good start here from both teams, really. Pretty evenly matched game. And just looking at the scores from the previous games, the last 2 games, the Southern Storm have been chasing. So in this game, they're going to be setting a total here. And it's going to be interesting to see what they think is a par score today, because after last night's batting from the Cyclones boys, they're probably looking like getting over 200 as we see Tony Judd.
We're getting a stare.
Walking past.
I used to get that stare when he bowled to me in Adelaide. Look out.
I cowered.
I do.
Here's Edwards running in from the airport end to bowl to Hartle. Works him around the square leg.
And Tony Judd, the coach of the Southern Storm, he would have had a word to them today before they went out to play. And he is also coaching the Tracy Village Cricket Club up here in Darwin. And do you two have a sort of favourite team in the Premier Cricket competition up here?
Well, I play for most of them.
Well, I played for Darwin back in the old days. Well, loosely described as played.
Playing Darwin. Yeah. Southern Districts are obviously something close to my heart, and my father has an award named after him, the Bob Vowles Curators Award, because he did the wicket out there. So Southern Districts.
Oh, fantastic.
Edwards to Khan outside the off stump. Gee, the bowling is getting through.
It has been good, and 2 games ago, these two both scored half centuries, 57 off 40 balls for Josh Khan, who's on strike right now, and Josh Hartill from Victoria. He scored 56 off 52 2 games ago. So that was against the Desert Blaze, and Josh Khan, he's from Queensland, and as I said earlier, the other Josh Hartill, he's from Victoria.
Edwards again to Khan, full toss, and hits him away. Beautiful. That's a glorious shot. That's going to go all the way. That's a big 6. He just stepped into it. Bang. Thank you very much. 6.
He just sort of flicked the full toss, and I would say it was a pretty average slow ball delivered from there. You saw a rank slow ball, full toss, and at this level, Khan did exactly what he should. And Morale was a big ground, and it went over the fence. That's how big a hit it is. So he's in fine form.
Well, after the batting last night of Larkins, I wonder if we should keep a count of the 6s.
Yeah.
We couldn't think of how many there was last night. There was too many, wasn't there?
Oh, plenty. And I know for a fact that Nick Larkin hit 6 of them. Yeah. But just seeing the vision there on screen, Josh Carney was a bit short of the green there on the golf course.
Yeah,
that's 20 metres short, so you just need to try and elevate it a little bit more.
Was it in putting distance, do you reckon?
Yeah, and we might be a chance of one going into the golf course today, because that wind is blowing straight towards that direction.
Edwards to Khan. He's just been belted for a maximum. And what can he do with this one? Gets another one. Just dropped short of the fielder, and they scamper through for a single. Didn't time it anywhere near. Might have hit it up too high on the bat, do you think?
He went for it, and certainly after watching last night, I'm sure all these players out here, well, obviously the City Cyclones would have been watching last night, but for these Southern Storm players, they probably had an eye on the game, and it can sort of play with your head a little bit after watching that onslaught where, you know, a guy like Nick Larkin is hitting 106 off 43, so you kind of need to bring yourself back down to reality.
Edwards to Hartill again, hits him on the pad, and he's off for a leg by.
So just pick something up there, gentlemen. It seems every time there's a shorter ball into the body, it's skidding on, and nobody's timed the pull shot really well yet. And on the offside, it's been quite easily get the time with having pierced the gap. But short into the body, which Jack Edwards bowled a couple of times, he's obviously got an effort ball and it's skidding on a little bit and just surprising with pace.
So would this be the same pitch that they played on last night?
Yeah, it is the same pitch. It's been used for at least 3 games, maybe 4. So
there's about 6 pitches out there, all available. And he's laid into this one as well, and he's belted that, and away it goes, and it's another 6. Another big 6. That was a glorious shot, a wonderful shot. Ken.
Yeah. Beautiful, just beautiful cricket shot, extension of the arm, short of a length, played through like he's playing a beautiful straight drive and just drop kicked it over for 6. And what a sweet sound. Charlie, we're talking about the cricket patch of the old days.
Yeah.
And it's regularly at Marari Cricket Ground here in DXC Stadium that it's continually going over the clubhouse these days, which was unheard of, even in the 80s and 90s.
I wonder if the Cyclones are regretting their decision to bowl here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what you're going to get anyway. It's a final. You put everything on the line here, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And
you don't wake up in the morning and think, well, I only gave 90%.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's probably a good reason to it. It does get a lot more dewy in the second innings compared to what it is out there now. So the ball will skid on later on, and it tends to favour the batting side to bat second out here because it does get so dewy. The ball flies off the bat along the outfield, and the ball comes off a little bit better on the pitch. It just quickens up slightly, and I suppose for the Cyclones, it worked for them last night, chasing the runs. So they're probably like, why not? Why don't we just do it again? It worked last night, so let's just chase again.
We'll win from anywhere. When you're in that zone of winning, you just win from anywhere and you have that belief.
For 26, Hartill on 3, ball through to the keeper. Previous one was a wide.
A beautiful length, isn't it? Just a beautiful left arm over, sharp pace. Probably high 130s, I'd say. Yeah. Mid 130s, high 130s. But she's hitting a spot. What I've really noticed is how full. You've got Jack Edwards bowling a little bit short of length, and then you've got Liam Guthrie bowling very, very full.
Yeah.
Hitter's end.
And especially in these power plays overs where there's only 2 fielders allowed out, you've really got to be on your game. Try not to give it many loose balls.
Hartill gets this one, punches it away out to square leg. Will only get a single. Thought about a second for a moment, and that return would remind them, don't take twos.
And I think he had a bit in the bank then as well. Don't worry about that one. But it just, how great is this looking? It just looks spectacular, Moran. I'm so proud of the territory and so proud of Darwin for putting this on, and everybody involved, everybody in NT cricket and beyond. Should be congratulated. It's just been absolutely amazing.
And just wonderful here on a dry season night to sit here and watch, all the colours of the players and the green turf. And here's Guthrie bowling, dab this away out toward gully.
And from a player's perspective, it's been brilliant. I've been lucky enough to play for the Desert Blaze. Unfortunately, we're not playing tonight. But
you were trying to ride them home last night, Max. That was what you were doing.
It was difficult to commentate because you've got to be kind of neutral as a commentator.
You have to be, not kind of.
Yeah, you have to be.
You had him in the final at one stage.
He was having his spikes put on. He's getting his Mum, clean my clothes.
Oh, well.
Bad luck.
Yeah. The son, similar shot, but goes down towards third man for an easy single.
Yeah, just to finish on that, it was fantastic from a player's perspective, and not just myself, but everyone out there has really enjoyed it from everything that I've heard, and certainly quite attractive for the future, and it's got a lot of potential, this tournament. It's such a good activity to be doing in your pre-season rather than going to an indoor centre. So not just that though, you get to come up here, play games, train, you get coaching, and wonderful facilities as well.
Khan now on strike. He's doing all the damage, and he's doing it some more here as he belts that one to the boundary, hit it through the gap. Ken, good shot, 4 runs.
Yeah, it deserves, as I said, Guthrie's bowling a fuller length. He just slipped too full then in a full toss into your pads, and dispatched beautifully by Khan to the fence.
Yeah, you can't be bowling full tosses. I think we've already seen 2 today, and they've both gone for 4s. So that's costly.
And you expect that at this level of cricket. And, this is where, just going on that point about, playing, you'll see the correlation to the people's performance when they go back down south and play.
Yeah.
Having, this session up here.
Khan on 24, faces Guthrie, and Guthrie lays into this one and belted. I've lost sight of it. Straight down the ground it went.
It went pretty high. I think he smacked that, but it's just gained a lot of height rather than distance. But a good shot there from Josh Khan, and I don't know, but I think as we just get to the end of the power play there, but I think it's going to be a big total that's needed tonight after the City Cyclones. They had 178 runs scored against them last night, so the Southern Storm here will need to be looking at a score at least above 150, but hoping to get a bit more than that, especially after what happened last night.
Yeah. So Edwards, I was going to ask the question, would he bowl a third over, but he's not. So it looks like the bowler coming on is going to be
Ryan McElduff, yeah.
McElduff.
Yep.
Playing for the Nightcliff Cricket Club up here in the Northern Territory. So he can turn the ball and...
he's a dangerous bowler, you know. He's crafty, isn't he?
He is.
We've seen him in a few matches.
I've watched him in some club cricket. And he was very, very good.
He got me out.
Worked us around the corner.
He did get me out in one game.
Yeah, really suited the 2020. He's obviously, you know, adapting his game, learning his trade, coming up and playing club cricket in the Territory is nothing better.
He can turn the ball as well, which is handy to have.
So McElduff to Hartle. Hartle comes down the wicket, dabs it away for a single.
So spinning the ball into the right-handers here. So that leg side region might be targeted by the batters. It is the longer boundary on that side. Right of screen here, that is the longer boundary. So you got to really get onto it if you want to try and hit it for 6.
A fantastic ball, and just the straighter one coming through around the wicket to the right-hander, skidding onto him.
Stood up to this one, punched it out to cover.
He's very crafty, and when we say very crafty, I see he hasn't really tried to rip one or turn one yet. It's just been showing the batsman, I've got some straight one, and setting him up for something coming up. I just think there's going to be a setup coming up very soon where he's going to try and turn a long way.
So out wide, slants it again, hits around the corner, out to square leg.
Or a bowl another straight break. I love it.
So, yeah, spin bowlers just, they're too tricky, you know. They're far too tricky.
I don't know, I never respected one, Charlie.
You treated them with contempt.
Yeah, and they treated me with the same. That's why they always got me out.
So I tossed up a little bit high, got a bit of it flew in the air for a while, but no fielder there.
And as you see there on screen, a nice crowd developing over there. And if you are watching now, or you're at the game, or you know, you're interested in coming down, get down. Why not? It's a brilliant night. And after last night's game, which was probably, I want to touch on that, but yeah, certainly get down. And on to last night's game. We've all seen a fair bit of cricket here. You two more than me. Is that one of the best games, not just you've seen, but in the history of cricket?
Oh, well,
it was that good.
Yeah, Ken's seen a lot more than me, but that's certainly the best game.
I mean, local
I've
cricket
ever
or
seen.
any cricket?
Well, I think you can, any cricket.
It was an amazing game where, well, I would go straight back to Australia made 400 in a one-day game and South Africa beat us. I think making 400, I think chased down 410 in a one-day when 300 was a great score.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
Especially in those days where 400 was an enormous score.
Yeah, and but you're talking about the game changers of, you know, all their big hitters they've had, Smith and who we got coming on now?
Campbell Callaway.
So Callaway bowls off spin, and he's also a really good batter. But coming on here to have a bowl.
So spin from both ends now, and Khan forward, watchful, has a look.
But you don't see many games, I think top 3 you'll ever see anything like that in your life, as in watching it or just in a club cricket anywhere, anything like that. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Right up there with one of the best games.
Callaway's the lefty. He steps back, gives himself some room, hits it into the covers, no run.
And Campbell
good fielding.
Yes, it was good fielding there from the captain, and really important. You're setting a good example. And Campbell Callaway, he's from Victoria, plays for the Melbourne Cricket Club.
So there's just a silence hanging over the ground here in anticipation. He jumped down the wicket, almost got in trouble.
I think he might have missed the stumping there.
Yeah, a tough chance there for the keeper.
He wasn't happy with himself. He was slapping his gloves together. Did it? Okay.
He might have just towed the end of the bat. And
it was like that really full length where you've got to really stay low as a keeper, and just missed it. So that's a chance there.
So Max is a keeper, Ken. He's a wicket keeper. And this down to mid-off. And we've been talking about keeping during the coverage, Ken. I was trying to convince him that maybe he could get a couple of stakes and put them in the gloves.
Oh, the old
You know about that as well, Ken?
Gosh, they're the stories I grew up with. And there's some other stories about spinners and their calluses that I can't say on there. But I've actually seen it, and it was a real thing.
Really?
Oh,
So there's all these.
I struggle to believe that.
Oh, no, it's true.
Wow.
We thought it'd be a good opportunity for a butcher shop to become a sponsor.
Well,
Single there.
Well, the situation was then, just remember the padding of the gloves, and you had to be a good gloveman, because if you didn't, you would just beat up. Your hands are bruised, your fingers are broken. So that just came from the stakes about softening your hands up, because they were just so, if you took them wrong, you broke your fingers or you busted something. It's pretty outrageous.
Oh, absolutely, that's amazing.
Callaway, and he's laid into this one. He's belted out. It's going right out towards the boundary, and the catch dropped out there.
Oh, that's a
It
setter.
hung in the air for a long time, Ken.
He should be taken out of this level. I can't think it's maybe the sun out that way, but there's two converging around that. But at this level, that's a catch you take.
That should have been taken, and
Here's the replay.
you don't want to give Josh Khan too many chances, because
He just got tangled up with the rope and his feet as the ball came down to try and catch, and that was a pretty average attempt in the end.
Yeah, now good point you make, because the rope, I reckon that can be a distraction for you when you're running to take a catch on the boundary. One day they'll just maybe paint it,
Well, I don't know. I've never been on the boundary, talking to a keeper as well.
you got to be. Yeah, there should have been a bit of communication there from the other player that was next to him. That might have helped. Obviously, we're about 100 metres away, so we don't know if there was a bit of communication there, but should have been taken, and that's costly, and it's dangerous now, this situation in the game, because you want to take an early wicket, because the Southern Storm, they're setting themselves up for a big score here.
Duff, and Huntley works him away, this time down to mid-on.
So we've seen within an over, we've had two opportunities created. So Callaway's did his job last over, blocked some runs out, and also should have had the breakthrough twice.
Yep.
None for 46. We're in the 7th over. This one hit down to mid-off in front of us here. So we sit under this little marquee. We were worried about sitting under the marquee last night, weren't we, Max?
Oh yeah, and you might have been listening, Ken. Yeah. We got scared a few times last night.
No doubt.
I asked for a helmet. I said, bring out a batting helmet.
Yeah, just the power hitting, and just clean. You think you only have a few times in your career as a batter, that you see him and hit him like that. You hope you're going to see him and hit him like that every game, but it doesn't always work.
And certainly doesn't happen every game like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so looking forward to tonight.
Big time.
Khan building a good innings here. 26 from 25, dances down the wicket and hits this out to deep mid wicket, and they get just the one.
Yeah, just the one. You see Khan and Huttle, I think they're really going now. They've played their job, got through. They've built a great base of none for 49 of 6, and nearly the 7th over coming up after this ball.
It's a very good start. Oh, chance of a run out here. Hit the stumps. Umpire has a look.
And I think
direct hit.
McElduff's hands might have touched the stumps before the ball actually made any contact.
But you see there, just finishing up on that there's a clear intent now to get going. They've got a lot of, obviously, firepower in the sheds, and they've got two very, very good hitters. Everybody plays this game as a good hitter of the ball. So over the next 2 or 3 overs, I think you're going to see a little bit of fireworks kicking off, as you know, Max, you want the total you've set and you're reaching, and this ideal none for 50 off 7 is a great start.
Yep. So par's going to be, what, 140?
Oh, I think more than that now, seeing that how the City Cyclones bowled last night. But in saying that, the Southern Storm have got a few good bowlers that will restrict them. So the City Cyclones here, they probably don't want to be chasing anything above 160.
Callaway comes in and bowls. Hits the square of the wicket. And misfield out there. No, it wasn't a misfield.
So this game is quite in the balance at the moment. The 17 runs from the last 3 overs, and now we're in this over, so it's probably time. I know that they're none down here, and they have set themselves a good platform, but still in the balance here.
Callaway in his second over, 1 for 8. Tosses this one up, and it's dispatched beautifully. Great,
Fantastic
great shot by Khan. Just lean to it. Explain that one, Ken.
Oh, just picked the, like I said, their intent is to start going for him. Just waited for it, played his shot, just played through, slightly across the line, but head over the ball on impact, and that's about what I reckon an 80-metre hit. I don't know how far we got.
Yeah, well, it's got about 78 metres from the batter right down to the side screen.
Yep.
So roughly around that.
So Khan races to 43, and he's got this one. Might have been a bit of a miss hit, went out to square leg.
And wow, he's 43 off 27 balls here, so that's quite a good start, and he'll be looking to continue that. And Harthill just working his way into the game still. Obviously, he made 50 the other night as well, so 2 informed batters here.
Yeah, Harthill on strike. Callaway none for 15, 1.5 overs. He's bowled, tosses this one up again. Cross match shot, not for a single, maybe 2, no, just the 1.
You can see they're going after the bowling now, especially being no wickets down. It's probably the right thing to do in this situation, so they'll be looking to go for it. And Josh Khan, as you can see, just thinking his way through this, and he likes to use his feet against spin as well, so he'll be looking to do that potentially.
So Callaway comes in, and this is punched away square of the wicket. Good looking shot. That'll probably go all the way to the rope. Great shot. Laid just, I don't know. That's just a glorious shot,
gorgeous shot, isn't it? It was, what was you saying, Max? I mean, he's been floating him up a little bit, and there's clear intent, fielding down and the 6 down to deep mid-on. Fired it in a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Tried to negate him coming down the track, and just a beautiful late square cut with a lot of power in it.
And he's using a new bat.
48 off 29. Fantastic.
Plenty of power coming out of that bat.
Comfortable stance he has. Khan works forward, just happy for a single. Thought about second, but Khan said no.
Now, Ken, you heard a few things and doing a bit of research. You played in the under-19s Australian team.
Yep.
And you had a record-breaking innings on the MCG, the best stadium in the world. Tell us about that and the record you broke.
Well, I was playing Australian under-19s. I was from here, playing cricket in Adelaide. Did a really good carnival, broke the most runs in the carnival, and then Michael Bevan beat it against us in the last game. It was really interesting. But I got picked in the Australian 19 side, and I was, from a boy from Darwin, I was really happy, of course.
Yeah.
But I got to play in the MCG, and all I want to do is get hit for a 4, because I bowled as well, or I want to hit a 4 so I can look at myself on the big screen.
Yeah.
So my coach said, go and open the batting as you're doing in 1 day for my club in Port Adelaide, and went out and saw the ball and polished 100 off after 50-odd balls. It was fantastic.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And the record stood for quite some time until the great man came along and
Viv Richards. Viv Richards broke it on the MCG, but I was taking a mickey for about an over and a half. Wow, what an inning.
Well batted there from Josh Khan, bringing up 50 off just 31 balls. So he set himself up for a big innings here. Still 11 overs remaining in this game.
And for 65.
So the record you broke was the fastest 100?
Yeah, fastest 100 on the MCG. And then, we were open to batting, chasing, wasn't that many. And I just remember, it was the old enemy, so I was taking a mickey for a couple of overs, blocking them and sledging them back.
and Darren Gough was part of that bowling attack, wasn't he?
Yeah, Gough, Dominic Cork, there's a few others, but we were just shocked they were all playing county cricket when they came over. And obviously Darren came back, went back to England, got really fit, and had a real influence by Richie Richardson when he was at Yorkshire.
So I'm dying to ask you this question. I will in a minute. It's ball down towards fine leg and then through. Out of that Australian under-19 team, how many went on and played cricket, continued to play cricket at a higher level?
Oh, my years, it would be Slater.
Oh, he was in that side?
Yeah, Michael Slater, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Australian under-19s. Because I was in 2 years.
Right.
So you played at the Australian under-19s twice?
Yeah, twice.
Wow.
Yeah, so first time, second time, it was Slater, Julian,
Yes.
everybody, and then straight after it's Warren and, Gilchrist. It's just an amazing bunch of people.
Okay.
But Michael Slater was, just a fantastic bloke, and actually spent most of the cricket academy year injured as he got hit by a bus when he was riding a push bike when he was at the cricket academy. Yeah, it was pretty rough. And then he used to, as he was an opening batsman, Michael Slater, he was in charge of the bowling machine, so he took great joy in trying to clean us up all the time on the bowling machine. He felt he was bowling every time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm here to work on my cover drives, and he'd throw a shorter one at 95 miles an hour going wide while he weren't looking. What happened? So he was a terror, but they're the lifelong friends you make, and that's what sport does. And who would think here I am, nearly 50, in my hometown watching quality cricket.
Yeah.
Sunset coming down, 27, 28 degrees.
Yeah.
Birds.
And doing the same job as Michael Slater commentating.
But a little bit different pay packets.
Yeah.
Mine's going to charity. I don't think his does.
Well, Josh Khan here, speaking of Australian under-19 players, he played in the Australian under-19s team a couple of years ago. So, got good talent on and off the field here.
Really good bunch coming through those couple of years.
So this is Tush Garg going to be bowling down the leg side.
And Josh, before getting the contract with the Hobart Hurricanes, he was the only one from his under-19s team not to have a contract.
Yeah, good.
So now he's joined all the other under-19s players he played with in the Australian team as a professional cricketer. So good on him, and geez, he deserves it as well, because as you're seeing tonight, he's certainly got good talent, and he made 142 in one of the one-dayers playing for the Southern Storm in this tournament, so he's done very well.
He's going with this strange action, looks like it's out the back of his hand. Ball hit out close to the boundary and fielded. Joel Morris overthrows,
yeah.
And another overthrow.
Oh, he's just accidentally cleaned up the bowler.
Joel Morrison was talking. There was I think about 60 young Indigenous kids playing cricket today, and they had a little luncheon. We went along and had a talk to them, and Joel Morrison was talking to them, and he was telling them how much money you can make playing cricket these days. Like, it's in the millions, like $5 million.
What? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is extraordinary.
Big money's into the IPL. Just got the dollars going. Oh, was that a drop catch?
No.
Bump ball.
And Tush Garg here, he plays for the Nightcliff Cricket Club up here in the Darwin Premier Cricket Competition, and as we saw the other night, just coming back from injury, but it looks, and he did bowl a few wides early in his first over, but tonight he's looking on song, and he's well and truly back in action here, and he bowls at a good pace, so a chance of a wicket here.
That's that little dab shot again, and off they go for a single.
That'll be a free hit now. I think the umpires called that a no ball. So the field can change in the free hit here because they have rotated strikes. So Josh Hartill here, he's got an opportunity to get his innings going. Just 14 off 20 balls. So we'll see if he can capitalise on this opportunity.
Do you like the whole free hit thing? Ken?
I love it. I think, although it's always one way to the batters, or I think it's too much our way. Bowlers need something.
There, and he liked that.
Swung hard.
Belted it away. Not going to go for 4, not a boundary.
I've always been quite controversial in my views around. I always thought, and I still believe, that we should at least trial pitched outside leg stump hitting the wicket should be LB for a couple of, of games, because just encourage more leg spinners, encourage more bat play, more positive, and just, I don't know, something different.
See, and a lot of people, the only reason why they'll be against that opinion is because they just want to be, you know, to keep the game the same and not change anything. But often, if you make that change, it could make the game a whole lot better. So what do you want? Do you want to continue the way the game's been played for so long, which there's nothing wrong with how it's been played, it's been awesome. But if something can be changed for the better, why not
Footy's footy, cricket's cricket.
Yeah, but the changes we've seen over the years in cricket has been phenomenal, like from what it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
11 players standing out there in the sun for all day in the whites, you know. And
that's what I mean.
And
it
now
can change. And
now you've got all of this. It's this, and the public show this is what they want. They want T20, don't they?
Yep.
They want this.
It's almost society, and it's only going to get, well, your age, Max, and you're used to clicking on your phones and getting the information now. It's like we want to be entertained.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
And you're still going to have the purists because the 5-day is still the most majestical form of cricket. It's a test for a reason. It's testing.
Yeah.
But, you know, seeing this stuff like, you know, Jack Edwards playing up here is just him, Josh Khan, 55 off 38. There's nearly 8 and over. I tell you, it's going to be a fantastic total and a big game.
Absolutely.
Oh, and he's laid into that one. He's hit it down. It's
gone high.
It's getting underneath it. And he's taken a brilliant catch.
The man that's been doing it all for the City Cyclones, Nick Larkin, a brilliant catch in the outfield there, coming in from long off and taking an absolute ripping catch for the City Cyclones to pick up their first wicket. And that went so high.
That got bigger and bigger on him then, and then I thought he was done. And what a fantastic catch. Eyes on the ball. That's the total difference to the drop catch we saw on the long mid-on, deep mid-on boundary early in the game. But that was a great catch.
But a good innings from Khan, wasn't it? Terrific innings from him. 55 off 38 and an opening partnership of 77, I think it was.
And a great start, and Josh Khan was ready to explode then, and he went for it. Rightly so, and coming to the crease now, it looks like it's Dean Fry. So the local cricketer up here in Darwin coming out to the crease, and he'll be looking to keep this innings going here, keep the momentum flowing, and you want to just keep rotating the strike here as a new batter. You don't want to sort of get bogged down here, but there's a good opportunity for the City Cyclones. You see Josh Hartill, 16 off 22, and a new batter at the crease, so they can really sort of put the pressure on here and get a bit of momentum going their way.
So we've got Normie Fry's number. Ken, maybe you should just text him and say, is Dean your boy?
Well, I put it out. I've lost Normie's number. I deleted it. But no, I've got a couple of saying it's not his boy, not that they're aware of.
Oh, okay.
But, well, I reckon by the end of this game we'll find out.
We'll find out.
I'll get the Bush telegraph going out, Charlie, out of here.
And Jackson Edmondson now coming on for his second over. He plays at Tracy Village up here, and his father, Tony Edmonston, he is a CEO at the airport here.
Yes.
Great supporter of this competition.
Oop. This one down to fine leg. Diving effort.
I mean, Dean's a very, very busy player, and I mean, that's what you just want the ticking over. I mean, what total? Well, 10 overs, 70, so you're saying 150 at the moment, 160 plus. We could be anywhere near 180, 190 if it.
Yeah,
we're really, you know, you improve the run rate here. They should be looking at around 170, 180.
Yeah, certainly, and they'll have that power surge that they can take as well.
So here's Fry on strike. We'll have a look at him. He's faced one ball. Here's his second. Waits for it. Hits it out to mid-off. At a single.
And Charlie and Max, I feel we're not in the VIP section here. I can see some white picket fences and some...
Yeah.
Looks like cordial going on over there. I had to pay to get in.
Yeah.
But it's just great to see the crowds going, the cricket's going. This little whoop.
Absolutely, and
direct hit, not out. I mean, a couple of direct hits.
I thought he was gone, Andy, but he is. They're super quick, these guys. and a little bit of hesitation by both the fielder and the batsman making a decision.
Ken, many years ago they had the cricket used to be on at night from England, of course, and someone had a big screen set up in his place out at Wallagi, and they built a little white picket fence in the backyard, so you go to sit alongside the picket fence and watch the test match.
We love our cricket. We love our sport.
Yeah.
We love it, and that's the reach it has.
Here's Edmonston to Harthill. 19, he's patient. Picks up a single.
Good running there. It's important they just keep rotating the strike here. It's a little opportunity here for the City Cyclones to sort of pick up a few dots, put a bit of pressure on. But good from the Southern Storm, keeping the scoreboard going.
He didn't read that one. Ooh. Gone down to deep fine leg.
Just it missed everything.
2 byes there. And that's the over.
How many byes for the tournament in your games? Come on, no keepers. Oh, they're dirty on any byes.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything angrier than a keeper looking at an umpire going, what? That come off his thigh pad, mate.
It's especially if one's come off the thigh pad and the umpire gives it by.
Yeah, that's it. It's on. I've seen some very irate wicket keepers over my years, and it doesn't take much.
Well, we talked about things changing.
Yes.
Many years ago, they used to have a long stop behind the wicket keeper.
A backstop.
That's on Sunday cricket still, mate, down at Fred's Park.
Or Christmas Day in the backyard.
Christmas Day. That's right.
Yeah.
Here's Gargs again, got a wicket. He's a successful wicket taker. That was Josh Khan out for 55 off 38 balls, so 1 for 77. They've moved on to 85, maybe 87, 86. Fry on 2, Harthill on 16.
Now, at this stage in the game last night, after 10 overs, when the City Cyclones were batting, they were on 135.
Wow, that says something.
Actually.
Well,
I think they were on even more than that, sorry.
Oh.
They were on even more.
That's a clever shot.
Beautiful played.
Kenny's got a very wide stance with his legs. When you were batting it, what was your stance? How would you describe it?
It really changed over the years, and you'll see batters, I think, as they find out who they are and what works for them. Mine started quite normal, technique-wise, and then came quite wider, simply to get my feet moving a bit more, and then I'd just rock back or go forward.
Right.
But there has been massive changes in how people...
Got this one high. He might be caught here.
Oh.
Not able to catch it.
And that one goes down. Probably the easier catch than the one he took off Josh Khan.
I don't know if it's a sight thing, but it seems to lose him over that. Maybe it's the crest of the oval.
It was a tricky catch because it went just over his shoulder, so he had to sort of turn, and then very tricky that chance.
I think you got to move quickly to where the ball is, I reckon, to get to it, because you don't want to be lunging at the last minute trying to. You were talking about when it gets really dark here, the ball actually goes out of your sight when it's up high and then comes back into the light again.
Yeah, so it sort of goes above the lights.
Oh,
so the ball completely changes colour, and then it turns into a white ball again when the lights are on it. But
I have experience in this. Simply, I played cricket in Alice Springs and lived down there, and you play under lights in Alice, and they're not built for cricket lights, lights. So it's quite hard to bat, and then when the ball goes, it's just blurry.
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult, and the lights have just come on now, and we've still got sunlight.
Yeah.
Harthill works that away to mid-wicket for 2. They ran 2.
But just going back to that, Charlie, just the stance and stuff. I mean, just seeing last night, Rory, who's
Burns, Rory Burns, yeah.
Rory Burns, played against Australia in the Ashes, and just his own technique. It's just crazy, but it just works for him.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. When he gets out, he looks ugly, but it's very hard to get him
Yeah.
out. He's a fantastic player, he is.
Similar to Steve Smith, the way he bats.
Well, Steve Smith moves around a bit, doesn't he, when he's bat? Like, it's really weird. I haven't seen anyone else do it yet.
Yeah.
Thought it might have caught on. Maybe at junior cricket you'll see it.
And I'm sure the textbooks were around a lot more probably when you were playing compared to now.
Oh, that was it.
Well, there's no
Yeah.
textbooks
I
anymore.
don't think
They've
there's
thrown
any
them away.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I played as you play now. I always believe that. It was about see the ball hit it, long stable base, and get going. And that's why I love, you see these, this 2020 cricket entertainment that we've got here in the top end is just hitting sixes, stable base, practice what you do. I mean, and that's the difference between club cricket and lower grade cricket to this level cricket is that what we're trying to tell listeners and viewers is that you don't just go in a game and start reverse paddling sixes and fours. You've got to try that in the nets and try and try and try. The last place you try it is out in the middle.
Yeah.
So when you see these players doing it, it's so impressive. And you're talking about 140 kilometres an hour sometimes and reverse paddling. It's just crazy.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah.
So, Uncle Duff again rolls and he gets this ball hit away. This for a single though.
And it'll be interesting to see when they elect to use the power surge here where they can only have 2 fielders out. So 1 for 93. So they'll be looking to take that at some stage because they are in a good position. They've got wickets in the shed. So why not have a dip a little bit earlier rather than leaving it for later?
Well, you
reverse sweep.
Really from this situation, you should let minimum 10 and over. That's where we're focusing now. I mean, just looking what's Hartle, 27 off 31. He's got a massive job to kick on or get out. That's that's his job. He knows his job.
But would you go now with it, or would you wait another couple of overs until hope that these two, the fry really settles into it as well?
Well, that's the thing.
You've got to take it before the 19th over, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But they'll be wanting to take it pretty soon, I think. They maybe give it one more over, let Fry settle in just for another few more balls, and then you take it because there's players waiting in the shed, and these players are waiting themselves to try and score here, and it's probably time to go soon because you want to try and break open this game, and that's what the power surge can do.
Yeah, either way, and we've all seen enough cricket that wickets or runs. That's what happens.
Got this up. I heard a story about Jeff Boycott batting over in New Zealand and making it difficult for England to win the match, and the English captain, I think was Bob Willis at the time, said, "I'm looking for someone who's prepared to go out and run him out."
Run him out.
I think both of them said, "I'll do it, sir."
Oh, yeah, we went a lot of people.
It's not a bad way. That's not bad thinking. That's one way you might be able to get him out.
There was no love lost.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was in a lift with him one day, and at the time I was pretty young, so I had no idea about him. And I was in a lift with Jeffrey Boycott, and I knew hardly anything about him. I didn't know who he was as I was pretty young. And even as a really young kid, I noticed that he was somehow a little bit, you definitely noticed him in the lift. He was playing around a bit, and just in the short space of a lift trip, he was already rustling some feathers.
Oh yeah, I mean, strong. My father was from Yorkshire, and grandparents said just, it's another country, Yorkshire to the rest of England, and Jeff Boycott sort of epitomises everything about the coal miner. Get in there and one, you're not going to get rid of me batting. 2, nobody's going to take my spot. This is mine.
Yeah.
And he didn't care if you're his own Yorkshire teammate or his club teammate, he'd get rid of you.
Well, he didn't like being told what to do. He'd say, "I'll be 120 at stumps," and then say, "Yeah, well, but we won't win the game if it takes you a day and a half to get to 100."
Just little drift to the onside there, just tucked away down the deep square leg. Hartle was onto 32 of 35 balls.
So the 100's up off 13 overs. What did they get in 13 overs last night? Could you remember, Max?
Yes, well, it was the total They chased it down after 13 overs, so they were on 179 at this stage of the game yesterday. The City Cyclones, 179.
Well, that was exactly it, wasn't it? 13.1 overs.
Yeah, one ball less.
Yeah.
We're just finishing up with the Jeff Boycott stories. I think there's been some stories told over the years. Jeff Boycott ran a few blokes out on purpose, and that's why there was people lining up to take him out.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, teammates. Yeah.
He's a great cricket commentator, though. I love listening to him. So opinionated and made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Miss his voice.
So now every dot ball here is not what the Southern Storm will be wanting here. They've got to really accelerate this, and
they've got to do it at the end of this over, don't they? They've got to take the power.
Next over, it's got to be the
I think it will be, yeah, certainly. You'd have to think they'd take it then. So good bowling here from Campbell Callaway. Just putting it on the spot, really. Nice and consistent. So we'll see what he tries here. They've got point and backward point inside the ring, so maybe he can give himself some room, try and go through there, or even a reverse sweep if he's brave enough.
Callaway, he's a left arm bowler. Just the one. The ones are just not going to cut it, I don't think. You've got to start accelerating.
If the City Cyclones keep them down to under 170, 180, they've done an amazing job.
Well, 37 balls left now, so you have to get at least 150. But with 9 wickets in the shed, anything above maybe 165, I'd say, you'd be hoping for.
So just joined us. It's the Southern Storm playing the City Cyclones here for the grand final of the T20 series. Game 9 it's been going, and these two finished on top, so they play each other. And the toss was won by the Cyclones. They decided to send the opposition in.
And we just see, we see one of the coaches whistle from the boundary, and they're calling for it now. So we'll see what happens here. A bit of a miscommunication here between the people on the boundary, but they've gotten the message through, and they're taking the power surge here. So only 2 fielders allowed out now, and we'll see what happens with the bowling.
Yeah, change of bowls. He's going to change it up.
And they're just having a chat here. Nick Larkin coming in just to give his advice and see what they're keen to do. And I have an inkling they might stick with Jackson Edmonston here. So just sorting out the field. And something they talk about in T20 is getting through the overs and making it a very fast game. And one of the ideas that were floating around last night was, why not bowl 5 overs from each end rather than swapping ends every over?
Yeah.
We did say that commercial is probably the issue to that.
But that's the England game. The
100.
Yeah, the 100 game, isn't it? That they bowl from one end.
Well, yeah, I think they do. I don't exactly know that.
Yeah, they bowl from one end.
Yeah.
And one bowler can bowl 5 overs or bowl one end. I think it's something like that. It's quite amazing. It's really
taken off.
Yeah, like 2020. They started it over there, and in the same, they just trial. I said, time to get the outside leg stump LBW options.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So about 100 balls. I wonder if it hasn't been played in Australia yet, but might take it one day.
But it's a product. The game's become a product. We love it to be entertained. Even players older than me love this format because it's just amazing skills. And then we still love Test cricket.
Absolutely.
But the format's a bit crowded already with 3, so if they introduce a 4th one.
Well, let's get rid of one-day internationals, Charlie. That's why they're gone. I think they've been gone for 3 or 4 years.
But the good thing about that is we still watch World Cups, though, and the one-day World Cups, don't we? Yeah. So it's a scheduling issue, I think. And with so many formats, it's so hard to fit in a season and how you're going to balance it all up. You make sacrifices because you have these games, but then you can't have Test cricket or you can't have T20. So that's sort of the problem. And what I like the idea of having T20 in the Olympics, because rather than having just a random 3-game series, you got to. It's the Olympics. You got something you're playing for rather than sort of any sort of made up sort of 3-game series. So I think you got to as we see, just popped up.
Chance here for a catch.
Oh, what a grab!
Edge.
Ryan McIlduff taking an absolute screamer there, running 20 metres.
That is a hanger. That was a diving, 20 metres from the boundary.
And he had another player coming the other way.
Yeah, in his eyesight.
In his eyesight.
At full
Here, let's have a look. Here it is. Here's the hit.
At full stretch.
Fantastic.
Beautiful catch.
Yeah, that is what you expect. And just fantastic situation of how to catch a ball. Eyes on the ball, running with it. And then the last minute, hands down all the way in.
Yeah, that's
just
right.
Straight in and then the land.
Yeah.
Which is just as important.
And didn't drop it when he hit the ground, which is good. So great catch.
Yeah, and that's the tough part, holding the catch. Once when you hit the ground with all that force,
all the hard work.
It's difficult, and that dismissed.
Now, how many?
Josh Hartill.
How many did he make? Did you get that, Max? I didn't. Here we go.
He batted, and as we just get the scores up right now. And coming to the crease here, it looks like it's Ash Chandrasinghe from Victoria. He's had a good time up here in Darwin. This is his second year coming up here, so he utilises the territory as a place to do his pre-season really, and gets to play matches and trains, and then he goes back to Victoria to play the season down there.
Works this away for a single. Inside the circle, fielded. Fry patient, 8 from 9.
Well, once again,
37 from 40. Would that be?
37 from 41. So a pretty good innings there from Josh Hartill, just ticking along, getting them off to a nice start. And they've got wickets in hand here as we just see the side screen getting moved. But yeah, brilliant innings there, and they've set a pretty good platform here. They still are in the power surge, so Ash Chandrasinghe here, the new batter at the crease, coming into the power surge, it's difficult. And especially when they're only 2 down now, both batters sort of just need to go for it.
Well, they're in the 15th over, so they're only going to have 5 left after this, so
that's right.
They've got to open up. They've got plenty of wickets.
And difficult. When you're coming in, first ball, you're expected to hit it for a boundary. It's very tough.
Well, once again, we see a power play. I said runs or wickets earlier, and that's generally what happens. The power play is brought on the frustration of the bats. Obviously, need to kick on, and looking at these last 5 overs now to get minimum 10 and 0 from those 5 overs. Power play first over produces a wicket, and 2 or 3 off the over, I think it was. So I'm been very, very impressed with the City Cyclones attack. This whole innings.
And just 6 off that over, so
yeah, 6.
You want to try and get a bit more than that. Just looking at yesterday's score.
Here we go. Change of bowler from the non-airport end, Charlie. What do we?
No, we're going to call that the TIO Stadium end.
TIO. Casuarina Square end.
Yeah. So is it Guthrie back on?
Yep. That's correct.
So Dean Fry on strike, 9 from 10. He's going to have to improve on that. And he's got a pretty good bowler up against him. So here comes Guthrie. Equal to the task. That's
great
a great shot. Hit it over mid-wicket. And a couple of bounces and over the rope for 4.
Tremendous batting there, just flicked it really, just using his strength and flicking it, and probably not the best length ball there from Liam Guthrie, sort of a half volley length really, and Dean Fry was just able to whip it outside off stump and put it into the gap on the leg side. So they've gone with a 3rd man here and a deep square leg.
Yep.
Or where is
deep point?
Oh, that's it.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. It's gone to the 3rd man. It's good, and with this field they've got set here, they've got point on the boundary, so they've got a deep cover out, and they've got a 3rd man out. Then they've got Campbell Callaway, who's a really sort of fine third man, and they've got a backward point. So they've almost got four players in that point region. So it's obviously going to be wide Yorkers that they're going to try and bowl here.
Well, Fry, he's actually walking outside the off stump to the ball, isn't he?
And smart, yep.
Watch him. There. So he takes a step out, got a French cut on it, down towards the boundary. He's going to get 4 for it.
And
Lucky.
that's what happens in these overs and going through. And Dean, Fry's under a lot of pressure. You go straight out there. Even he's only been out there probably 4 or 5 overs as it is, and now, this is the game that we see. They've just got to make sure that whatever way there are, they're turning the strike over and giving runs on the board.
Yeah.
Anyway, even those beautiful French cuts, as batsmen, we love them.
Yeah, that's right.
Where'd that go?
They're ugly runs, but
I'm not out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's no note in the scorebook about
that's
them.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, if Liam Guthrie is very greedy here, he might just bowl one on leg stump as he steps across. Oh! And it looked like he went for it.
He did.
He went for it.
I think he's just got a bit of bat on it.
Because Dean Fry, he was just stepping across his stumps.
Just a bit too far and invited that ball, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Oh.
Very close, and good batting there from Dean Fry.
Sitting outside off stump.
Yeah, and probably a little bit too greedy from the bowler there as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I know.
You got your game plan.
You want to take your wicket, but play the percentages. That's what cricket's about.
Fry on 23 from 14, so he's building here. Guthrie aborts that one.
And you're right, Max, around your team plans. This is your job to bowl. Yep,
Yeah.
I want to take wickets, but no, that's the part of being a team player and going, these are the plans for the team. This is the plan for this player. Here's the,
Yeah.
and doing that, I mean, it would have been 4 anywhere.
Yeah.
If he hit it anywhere, it's 4 runs on the leg side.
Cyclones will be pretty happy the situation they're in, aren't they, right now?
I would.
Look, what is it? There's only 25 balls left.
16th over, yeah.
So, it's tight. Look, we don't know after last night.
Yeah,
And I'll let you know what the Cyclones have scored before last night, because that was amazing last night, what we saw. That's not what it's been like. So
That's right.
It's tough to sort of judge what a good score is tonight, and that's the beauty of this match we've got ahead of us, is and the second innings where the Cyclones will be batting, to see what they do, and it's going to be hard to definitely repeat what they did last night, scoring.
Well, I reckon if I had a choice of being what the Storm has now or being in Cyclones position, I'd rather be in Cyclones position.
Oh,
yeah. No ball, Ken.
I've called it. It was pretty high. I was just going to say, gentlemen, about, this is what we love about this game. He was saying, I absolutely agree, Charlie, going with the City Cyclones. They've done a fantastic job when they've only taken 2 wickets to where they are. But 1 over of 25, 26, and the whole game blows out.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this game.
Yeah.
And if you love cricket and love sport, you can't help but love this game for that reason. There's been so many games in the Big Bash we go, oh, we're done. Adelaide Strikers, we're done. And then, oh, hang on, 18 off that, 22 off that. Hang on, we're going to win.
And that's what's so appealing about it. Like, if you're watching Test cricket, any minute the wicket can fall.
That's
so
right.
you're waiting and you're waiting.
Yeah.
But in T20, an over can come and 20 runs come in a hurry.
Yep.
I mean, that's why I've been enjoying the India-England series, just watching Jimmy Anderson, James, just in-swinger, out-swinger, see you later. Virat Kohli, the best player in the world, I reckon. Having said that, I believe Joe Root's the best player in the world by a long way.
Oh, he's been hitting some big scores,
just
hasn't
he? Recently,
makes runs wherever. He's got, just makes runs forever. And so passionate last night, home century, Yorkshire boy, Headingley.
Oh,
amazing.
good.
Yep.
Fry on 24. Edwards back into the attack. His third over, hits him on the pad, swinging down the leg side.
So, just to give a bit of context around what's happened in the previous game, so the City Cyclones in the T20s, in this T20 Strike League campaign, first game 126, they scored, 131 in the second game, and then 151 in the third game they played, and last night obviously they scored that a remarkable total of 178 off 13 overs, but 126, 131 and 151 have been their totals. So if you're getting 150, you're right in the game. But after last night and the form that Nick Larkin's in, you probably want to get a little bit more than 150.
But you know, gentlemen, I read into those stats, they were getting better every time.
Yeah.
126, 131, 151, 178.
Yeah.
What's next?
That's
200?
right. And it's hard to keep that trajectory going.
Yeah.
But obviously it has been trending that way. Yeah, so look, I think it's certainly interesting to see what will happen in this second innings, but the Southern Storm here doing a good job just keeping that scoreboard ticking over, and 3 overs left now after this. So we'll see what total they get to, but I think 160 or anything above that would be, they'll be happy with that.
Edwards opened the bowling. He's pretty good with his first couple. Punches this ball from outside the off stump. Does Fry.
It's a brilliant little innings by Dean Fry here. 25 off 16. Local boy coming in, Silver Southern Districts Cricket Club. And a little known fact, every Wednesday I play indoor cricket against him.
Okay.
Me and a bunch of old blokes got together saying we never catch up, so let's do something we like doing, so we play indoor. But Dean and his A-grade friends, young blokes, all play against it. And
How
we
do you
remind
guys go?
ourselves, oh, well, we have beaten them twice. And yeah, and they've beaten us once.
It's a different game, indoor cricket, but still.
And we're not good at it. We're outdoor cricketers, but we just worked off their arrogance. That's what the old boys. Just there was a couple of angry ants there, and you know,
young people.
Not Dean.
Young people, you can't bluff them anymore.
You can't.
No.
India, no, it's bounced.
They're not interested in that.
They were bouncing me. I didn't even see them. I said I can't see a beach ball. I'm that blind at the moment, and then I played a hook shot and I got caught on the other net, so it's pointless. So it's just great mixing with these young and seeing local guys do well. I really, you know, that's beautiful shot.
That's a good shot. Beats the fielder, and then look at it race to the fence.
Lovely shot there.
To the rope.
From Ash Chandrasinghe, just hitting it straight down the ground, and that's what they need at the moment, the Southern Storm.
And where I was getting to with that long-winded story about indoor cricket, it was about it gives opportunities for Dean Fry to play, you know, against the next wave and say, well, I can do this as well. I might want to go down south again and play. You know, I mean, like Kyle Scrimgeour does.
Yep.
And everybody's, you know, a history of going down and trying to make it.
And
Work that away too.
That's a
glorious shot, wasn't it? There's just a small gap between those two fielders right out on the boundary, and he split right in the middle of it.
The timing was impeccable then. That's all it was, a full toss, leg side, you know, captain's nightmare for his bowler. But when it is the captain, that's it. It works double whammy. But just beautiful timing on the legs, just clipped off and just raced to the boundary.
I'm glad they've got new bats that we're, you know, crediting those things from, because my bat never ever did that. My bat never did that.
And Ken, did you you speak about Dean Fry and other players like Kyle Scrimgeour going down south? You mentioned Port Adelaide, so did you move down there to Port Adelaide?
Yeah, Adelaide's got a great affiliation to the territory. Darren Puppy Truma, who works NT Cricket, you know, I think one of the best keepers I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of them. Adelaide was the place we went to. We felt comfortable, not too big a town. We were really comfortable, had great connections, and we still have a lot of territory guys coming who go there and back.
Yep.
Right, he's played that shot a couple of times. He just, with the bat horizontal, Ken, and he just dabs down.
It's the old late cut.
Yeah,
but it's to a Yorker almost. So what scoring options are available? And that's the beauty of 2020. Like you can be the purest, and a four defence is a four defence, but you can't play that too many times in a 2020 game. So you know, the confidence and not being scared of getting out. That's the big change, I reckon, for cricketers my age. And they're saying, I'm going to play reverse sweep second ball. Yeah. Just the fear of not getting out, which is really hard to break. But the shots they play now is just really brilliant.
Chandrasinghe outside the off stump, and he's hammered this one away. It'll one bounce, fielded out there.
And they've come back for two. Brilliant running there. And that's what they need to do here. Put pressure on any fielder that's out on the boundary. Just run for 2. Always look to at least turn back and try and attempt that 2, just to put that pressure on the fielder. They might end up fumbling one, and you can stroll back for a second.
If 10 singles become 10 doubles, I mean, you get an extra 10 runs, don't you? Like,
yep.
You make 20.
That's right.
And you could win the match with that. So here's Garg, successful wicket taker. He's got 1. Tosses this outside the off stump. Threw the bat at it. Literally.
Oh, and great running there from Ash. Even his partner got in the way of his running there, but he still managed to get back. So
yeah, I've got to say about Dean. Dean's super fit young man, as they all are, but he won't stop running. He's pretty quick.
You've seen him in indoor, haven't you?
I've seen him a few. I've watched him outdoors as well.
Yeah.
But he's, he will just do that. He's just the right person to have at the right time out there. And, as long as boundaries are being hit as well.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because running, it's important in cricket, because you don't want to run a 2 and then you're tired facing the next ball, because you're going to struggle to hit a boundary. So this is where fitness comes into the game so much, and probably in the longer formats you might be able to get away with it slightly more, but even in those formats it's still super important. But in this sort of cricket, you've got to be able to do the running and be able to face up the next ball and have the ability to still put it over the rope.
How long have you got to actually to face the ball after you've run? Umpire, there'd be a certain amount of time when the umpire would say,
yeah. Well,
face up.
I don't think there's actually a set time, there's a time when they go, come on, mate.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, you see players these days get fines. They get their match payments taken off them because I thought that was a stumping attempt, just passing the ball back to the bowler. But you see players get fined, and often captains, when they get the fines, or even before that, while the innings is happening, they'll blame the batters for taking so long. Yeah. So it's not just the fielder's fault. Yeah. Sometimes it's the batters, and
yeah, the slow over rate is.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah,
penalties.
Either way, money, points.
So here's Fry, 26 from 17. And Chandrasekhar, who's come on 17 from 10. That's pretty good effort from him. They're not quite exploding yet. Works that away. Going to get 2. They sprint for 2, and the return comes in, and they get there quite easily in the end. So they're awake to what you're talking about, Max, that you can get those 2s.
Yeah.
If you sprint hard at the first one and keep running in the second.
Absolutely. It's a good way to...
Because you fall in this habit of singles, don't you? Push, single, push for a single.
And it's such a, very good sized ground. It's a big ground, Marara.
Yeah.
And, this, as you're saying, at this stage anyway, you should be running 2s in this big ground.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's the shot.
What a shot from Ash Chandrasekhar there.
That's a beautiful shot.
That noise you hear, folks, is the ball hitting the change room shed, what I was talking about earlier. That's a big hit. What's the square boundary we're playing off at the moment?
Well, that's probably gone about 85, 90 metres, that. So that's a massive hit from Ash Chandrasekhar, and
here it is.
What a shot. What a shot.
Oh, it's Dean Fry.
Dean Fry, yeah.
Dean Fry. What a shot. And you know what? In about 2 years, that would have gone 120 metres, I reckon. That's how good that shot was. It always gets bigger. But that is perfect. He's been running hard, pushing that extra single, got on strike, and then full total. And that's probably the only ball that's been bowled they've been able to get under to actually go for 6 over the last couple of overs.
And I was thinking that, Ken, that there hasn't been that many boundaries hit. I mean, there's been some, but you'd expect more. But Fry, 34 from 19, is now respectable, isn't it?
Oh, certainly. And what a massive shot from him there. He's just broken this game open here. 2 overs remaining. So all of a sudden now, that 160 is well below what they'd want to get. They'd be looking for at least 175, maybe a bit more, but yeah, anything over 170 here will be a respectable total, and this game is right in the balance, maybe even in the favour of the Southern Storm here.
It's Edwards to Chandrasekhar, and he hits it through the offside, takes off for 1. Now they're going to take 2. They turn and sprint home for 2. So the pressure now will be on the fielders, which is exactly what you want when you run.
That's right. I've seen the ball bounce in there. Thought he was going to be under a little bit of pressure to make his ground there, but a couple of bounce balls going in. Just took off the pace of it, but this is what I expect from this. I mean, you got, you know, if they fork out, can get another 16, 17 runs. I was hoping for a good total, gentlemen, so we could have a great game regardless.
Absolutely.
So Edwards again.
And they'll push for 2 here. And Edwards,
just the one.
He will look to change the pace here, and that's smart. And he's got a really nice slow ball where he'll bowl it into the wicket. It's like a slow ball bouncer, and it's quite tough for the batters to hit. And he's one of his strengths is bowling that slow ball bouncer into the wicket. So he'll probably use that delivery right now, and especially because the batters are hitting to the long boundary. So it's a smart option for him to use that short slow ball bouncer. And we'll see what happens here. He's just moved point behind point rather than on it.
He's a good all-rounder, this man.
What a massive hit.
You've chalked him up, Charlie.
From Dean Fry.
He's having a ball.
You've chalked him up, Charlie, and then he's just, that was just a
40 from 20 now.
Well, gentlemen, he bowled a slow ball, wasn't a bouncer one.
Yeah.
Just short of a length, and as you know, at this stage of the game, Dean Fry has just absolutely hit that in the middle of the bat, in the zone. I think in the old days, well, they used to say, oh, you hacked, that'd be cow corner, but now it's an educated shot, beautifully hit.
And it is educated because it's an off cutter and it's spinning into him towards the leg side.
Right. Well, he intended it to go there. That was the shot he played. And a Yorker, that's right on the stumps, and he jabs it, digs it out somehow. And Edwards has to do the fielding himself.
Fantastic running then. Fantastic running.
And makes a huge difference as soon as you hit a 6 off 1, and now we were talking about 175, but now it's looking like 180. So brilliant there from Dean Fry, and he's putting together a superb innings here. This is really putting them in a good situation and good position heading into the second innings. We'll see. Every ball is crucial here, so Jack Edwards will just have to put these first few balls behind him.
This is his 4th over, and he's they're going to take 2. They sprint for 2, and good running. Wicketkeeper getting a little frustrated.
So it bounced off his back.
Yeah. So we're in for an absolutely stellar of a run chase here. Last night, the City Cyclones, they were led by Nick Larkin, scoring 106 off 43 runs. That was just last night, so they're certainly capable of doing this. And yeah, 178 runs off 13 overs they managed to get last night.
Edwards again to Fry, and he reverse sweeps. Didn't play it anywhere near it.
That looks like
I'm not sure
he threw every bit of advice I said earlier in the broadcast about don't practice it out in the middle.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to adapt, and I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to get a run off every ball. I mean,
and because he has he's hit a few shots out towards the leg side, so the bowler sort of knows that, and he sort of learnt from being hit 6 the first time there that he's adjusted to it. So as a batter, you know that he's probably not going to give you that ball again, so you might have to target a different part of the ground, and that's probably what's gone through Dean Fry's head there. As we see Liam Guthrie now coming on to bowl again, so let's see here. Last over of the game, 165.
well, what a absolutely cracking innings by Dean Fry. 44 off 23, and the little cameo as well, 20 off 12.
Chandrasinghe. Hartle did well, 37, and Khan got 55, so they've all made runs, haven't they?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see what Chandrasinghe can do here. Or Chandrasinghe. Wide.
Was that an attempted leg?
Looked like he'd rolled his fingers around it. Yeah, Ash Chandrasinghe, as I mentioned before, coming up here to play in the Darwin Premier Cricket competition, and he's playing for the Waratahs at Gardens Oval there, so...
probably the connection with Udara
yep.
over there.
Yeah, coaching him.
Yes.
Udara,
He's hit
played
that
for Sri Lanka.
almost out to the boundary. Fielding, cut it off.
We first got Udara over, he was playing in Melbourne. We got him to cricket club I was at. We just need a quality spinner and just a quality person to lead people.
Yeah.
And he made Darwin his home. And he's had his family here. And we're very thankful he made Australia and the Darwin his home, because we've benefited from his coaching, his playing, and all his knowledge he's put on to everybody else.
These two have put on 60, which is a pretty good effort from them, and this is going to roll down for another 4, so they've put on 64.
Wow. They're looking at a good total here now. 4 balls remaining, so brilliant finish. And they were in a situation before where they needed runs. They were sort of behind a little bit. They were 1 for 99 off 13 overs, and then 1 for 103 off 14 overs, and I'll do a few calculations, but they were in a tricky situation, but they've managed to sort of come out of it, and now they're looking good.
Yeah, they've gone from sort of ordinary to pretty good now, and here's another good shot. They'll give them a chance for a single only, though. No, they're going to take 2, and they sprint for it, and they've done well. I love the way they've turned those 1s into 2s in the second half of the innings.
That's really tight. You see Dean Fry just bending over there. He's obviously taking his toll on him, but he's got a job to do for the next few balls, and proud of him as a local bloke, for the local fellow from a local club who's 44 of 23, and is playing a significant part in his team right now. He's putting his team right in the game.
All outside the leg stump. Got a pad on it. I don't think there's any bat on that.
And it's been a great fight back. 66 off the last 28 balls for the Southern Storm. So that's quite remarkable, that finish. And that's amazing. Where they were at before, where they were only scoring, they only scored 3 off and over. Then they had 6 off and over, and they were struggling. But that power surge, they managed to get 24 off it, and since then they've just been able to really get going.
2 balls left in the innings, so 175. Last night the Cyclones made 178, didn't they?
Yes, 179 they needed to win, and that's what they ended up scoring. Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, and that is
wide. That's going to go for 4 wides actually.
Flown off the pitch, and very tough take there for the keeper, but it might have hit the bowling where they land.
Yeah.
And that area of the pitch, as we see on screen there, it's a bit scuffed up there, so it might have hit that and popped up. As we...
I was going to go and look for the ball for it.
Ryan, the fielder, asked me where it was, didn't he?
Now, Max, you're not making excuses for the wicketkeeper there, are you?
Oh, well, sounded like one, Charlie. Sounded like him.
Wicketkeepers looking after each other.
They have 3 teams: the wicketkeepers, the batters, and then the bowlers.
Yeah, the keepers union, we call it.
Belted that one away. Not going to go for a boundary. Going to have 1 ball left, I think. 108, so they get to 180.
Wow.
Well done.
182.
Come on, Dean. Logan Fowler, how about hitting a 6 last ball, or a 4, get his 50?
And stay with us, because, gee whiz, I'm super excited for this second innings after last night. And during the innings break, you might want to just hop onto the NT Facebook page. I think they posted a video of some of Nick Larkin's hitting during yesterday's game last night, and he scored 6 sixes, 12 fours, and 106 off 43. So take a look at that. He's certainly capable of chasing this down.
And he's to bat in this second inning, so make sure you don't go away.
That might be a wide.
It is a wide, yes. Skin on the ball. Getting frustrated, Guthrie.
And
not for 48.
Not interesting ball that he's bowled there. A bouncer when you've got fine leg up in the ring and square leg up. So maybe a double bluff, but like you're trying to hit everything off the last ball. So I don't think you're bothered by.
You just bat on ball, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So you've got to bowl to your field. We'll see what he goes with here. I'd be looking to bowl a slow ball, especially after bowling a fast bouncer.
Fry needs 4. Can he get it? For his 50. It's been a good innings. He'd be well rewarded for his effort if he can. Walks across and he's been bowled. That was good bowling by Guthrie. Last ball of the innings, gets a wicket. 283. Let's get some thoughts from you both on what do you make of that innings? Maybe you can first.
Yeah, I thought it's a fantastic ending by Dean Fry there, just coming through. Sadly, got a full toss on the last ball. Probably the ball he thought he wanted to hit for 4 or 6. Unfortunately got out, but it's been a game almost of 2 halves and almost quarters where we've seen already, the great start by the Southern Storm, the opening of Joshua Khan and Josh Hartel, and then that middle period where I just thought the City Cyclones doing a great job containing him, And what I love about this game, you get 1 over and it changes the whole situation of your innings. And, Dean Fry coming in at the end, and same with Ashley Chandrasinghe, that's exactly how you want to finish an innings off.
Absolutely, and the fielding will be important. The City Cyclones did drop 2 chances early, so if they did take those chances, they might have been only chasing 150 here, but they didn't. So the Southern Storm capitalised on that, scoring right at the end heavily. And as you said, the Cyclones were good through the middle, but it was a great finish there from Dean Fry, scoring 46 off 25, and Josh Khan at the start did a brilliant job. And yeah, really, the bowlers, they'll just belt it around. So we'll see what happens in this second innings. You got Nick Larkin, who was fired last night with 106 off 43. That was last night in a T20. So we'll see what happens in this second innings. Plenty to see, and don't go away, that's for sure.
This is the grand final of the T20 series that's been held in Darwin. It's game 9, and the Southern Storm have finished with 2 for 183. The Cyclones got a chance to run it down. Come back and join us.
How are you? Good. It's been good. 3 of us. Oh yeah. No, it has been. Oh, that was unbelievable. Yeah.
And we welcome you back to the DXC Arena here and in Darwin for the second innings of this grand final match between the City Cyclones and Southern Storm. Storm have already batted 2 for 183, so the runs per over 9.15, and the City Cyclones are going to try and chase that down, and they have a special card up their sleeve. Nick Larkin, who hit that wonderful 100 last night, was just brilliant batting from him.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're in for another big chase here. Seeing the Cyclones, looks like they're opening up with the same as yesterday, Jack Edwards and Dylan Hunter. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting run chase here, and looking forward to it.
Now Edwards, he smacked 14 off about 5 balls and then got out.
I think his first ball was a massive 6.
Yeah.
And I thought, here we go.
Yeah.
But it did set the scene. It did set the scene.
Oh, absolutely, and we'll see what he does tonight. It's tough to repeat what happened last night, but they've got a few more overs to do it in this time, and so it looks like.
So Richards is going to open the bowling, but Edwards will open the batting. Jack Edwards.
Just what I'm saying, quality cricketer. Opens the bowling, opens the batting.
He's going to face spin first up.
Oh,
and he repeats what he did last night. Well,
oh, taking a hanger in the crowd. A diving catch. With a guy with a pair of thongs on and a singlet.
Territorial.
What a start to the second innings as we see the replay here. Jack Edwards.
Have a look at this. That's the identical shot, isn't it? Oh, did he catch it? Great start.
Unbelievable, and that wasn't the best ball there, and that second ball a lot better, just pitched up a little bit more, so he'll want to continue bowling in that area.
So Edwards to Richards, runs in and bowls at him outside the off stump. Hits it to point and then scampers through for a single.
And even with that deep square leg out, Jack Edwards, he still just elected to go over the top and just go for it, and he sure did that.
It seemed to pop a little bit. Actually, ball bounced more than expected.
Yeah, yeah.
But adapted so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jack, after watching him in the big bash, he just looks comfortable all the time.
Yeah. These two opened the batting last night as well, didn't they, Edwards and Hunter?
They did, yep.
So Richards to Hunter.
Wow.
He's gone for another one as well. That's another 6.
What a start. And Dylan Hunter, similar to Edwards, he was whacking them last night as well, and he's certainly capable of hitting these 6s, and the City Cyclones here have just continued where they left off last night, and what a start, 13 off the first 4 balls. So, well, the Storm are going to have to get on top of their game super quickly here, because this is just a great start.
So Hunter works this away for no, it doesn't take a single.
I mean, as a batting side, if you're getting 2 short balls from a spinner in the first over, you're pretty happy with that, because that's going to be maximum that they've done. So they're going to repair this. It's going to take them a few overs.
Last ball of the first over from Richards, and he's worked this out through mid-wicket for a single. So 14 from the first over. Good start. Excellent start.
Great start, and they're capitalising here while there's only 2 fielders allowed out, and amazing hitting in your first over, first few balls to hit 6s. Both of them have done it. Quite a good effort, but the Southern Storm, they're going to have to bowl better than that. You know, you can't be bowling half trackers, because that's going to allow them to hit them for 6 all day long.
It's the worst possible start.
Yeah.
Have 2 6s, none for 14 off the first over. So they know they've got capacity and the capabilities to chase down their targets. So this is what I love about 2020 cricket. Every over is pivotal and so important now. And right now,
you know, the Storm have to try and recover from this terrible first over that's happened.
Yep.
But if you're a City Cyclones fan, you're very happy.
So Josh Kahn to open the bowling. He batted so well in their innings, made 55 off 38.
And he's taking the responsibility here as captain, and as you can see, just moving deep square leg a little bit in front.
So right arm over the wicket, and that's it. That looked plumb, and plumb it was. It was a good ball. It would have cleaned up the stumps. LBW, Hunter out for 7.
And well bowled there from Josh Kahn. On the money, first ball, hitting the spot as we see the replay. Yes, and what a ball. Hit the seam, it looked like, and came back in a bit, so tough to hit. And if you put the ball in the right area, you're going to get rewarded, and he certainly got rewarded there. And in comes the man of the match last night, Nick Larkin, coming off a big 106 off 43 balls. He'll be looking to continue what he did last night. And well, this is dangerous times here for the Southern Storm, and this is exciting here.
Yeah, it is. This is the match. I mean, it really is. It really is the match. If these guys lose their wicket early, well, they're going to have to rely on somebody else, which is what cricket and sport's about. But you'll see a huge celebration if they get one of these players out very soon.
Well, Larkin's the one they want.
Yeah. I don't want to say who it is, but
yeah, any
obviously
wicket's important, but Larkin's probably more important than any. And he's facing here as Kahn comes in. Got a wicket with his first ball. He dabs that away, takes off for a quick single. So he's off the mark.
And Max, you've played a couple of these guys. Like, what general pace are these talked about? Is there anybody that's just standing out as genuine, 145 plus quick coming?
Yeah, look, I reckon a lot of the fastest would probably potentially hitting 140, but that's pretty quick. I'd say a lot of them would be around the 130 kilometre mark. So and even at that pace, that's still pretty quick. So they're bowling quite fast, and well bowled again there from Josh Kahn. And you can see if you're going to bowl good balls, it's going to be hard for the batters to hit, and it's tough here as a batter. You got to find the balance between attack and defence here. They've got a little bit more time tonight compared to last night. So what did they need at the start, Charlie? It was 9 and over, wasn't it?
9 and over, 9.15 and over.
So they'll just have to work around that.
So Larkin on strike here. Ball moved away, and he dabs it away and takes off for a single.
I mean, there's a change in batting, Charlie and Max, that adapting just to a 20-20 shot. It's just a stunt down where that was a ball we'd probably leave, or being attacking, try and cut or drive on the up, where now it's just the stunt growth. The keeper's 20, 25 metres back or 20 metres back, gully's back, easy single.
Yep. Good work here from Josh Kahn. 1 for 2 off his first 4 balls.
Runs in and bowls outside the off stump, and he worked that away onto the onside. Pulled it around from outside off stump, got a single. So that's the plan by the sound of it. He's got trouble with his bat. Sort of made a funny sound. He might have damaged it last night. So he's calling for another bat. Must be damaged. Would that be the bat he used last night? Maybe. That took a hammering last night.
I think he'd continue to use the bat he did last night, and you're all over it there, Charlie. It must be a crack in the toe.
Well, he was calling for some attention, and here comes Kahn to Edwards. Single. They're going to build this innings. That's what they're going to do, Ken, aren't they? They're going to build it slowly and then just accelerate in the middle, do you think?
Yeah, their plan would be one of these, try and get through all the way. I mean, these are your players that obviously can perform, but you never, in any side, want to leave it to anybody else.
Yeah, he took, sorry, Ken, he took a look at the replacement bat, turned his nose up at it, sent it back to where it came from.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got the right bat there, and as you can see,
he did not want it. He doesn't want a bat on. He wants the new bat.
He wants the right one to come out.
Should bring out a selection.
Well, years ago, after complaining about the cricket bat I was using, my old coach said to me, "Don't blame the tools, blame the tradesman, young fella."
Yeah.
I had to go and ask my electrician dad what he meant by it. And he goes, "It's you. It's not your cricket bat."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks for that.
That's a nice looking bat that he's got. It was nice last night. Punched away into the covers.
Oh,
Good effort to stop it.
I think that's come off his knee. That's off his kneecap, maybe.
Yeah.
It just seemed to go too far.
Yeah, it flew off.
Yeah, he's limping. He's gone about 20, 30 metres from cover to mid-off.
That's going to hurt.
Let's see what the Nick Larkin new bat can do as he faces Mark, who comes in and bowls to him. Outside the leg stump.
And you can
A little
see
bit tentative
Andrew
at the moment, isn't he?
And you could see Andrew Richards there, just got hit on the knee, as you said, Ken.
Yeah.
And
He's
he bowled the first over, and you can see him hobbling a little bit now, so he's in a bit of pain there. So, you know, that might be a bowler short. Hopefully he recovers from it quickly.
So Riley Mark goes back. Larkin cuts that away. It's going to go all the way. It's a great shot.
Just got to the rope.
Signs of things to come, I suggest.
Just a beautiful late cut in old cricket terms, the old cricket technique. Just waited for the pace of the ball, back, off the middle of the bat.
And that's a packed field out there, and he's able to split them. And no effort in the shot. He looks like he's really just comfortable in his own skin at the moment, and why shouldn't he be?
And smart batting, just wait for the ball to come. Wait till you get a bad ball.
Here's Riley Mark, sits on the stump, turns it round the corner.
Especially for the...
It's just the one.
And you can see the intensity in this game right up here, because they know this is an important stage of the game. This is where they're going to win it or lose it here. If they're able to get one of these batters out, that's going to go a long way to winning this game if they do go on to do that. So they know how important it is right now.
Lots of chat going on out there. Ball in line with the leg stump. Flicks it around the corner. Short fine leg there. Cuts it off. No run.
And you can see here the field they've got set. So they've got a long on and deep. And they've got a mid-wicket out. Deep mid-wicket.
He's belted that one around the corner and got 4 runs from it. Geez, in good touch. Both of them, aren't they, Edwards? With that one, terrific shot.
Brilliant shot there, just whipping it off his legs. And as we see the replay.
And that 4 takes their run rate up to 9.33. And they're chasing, if you've just joined us, a score of 183 that the Storm made. The run rate 9.15.
Required.
And so they're in front of the run rate already on the back of that good shot for 4. Edwards 14, Larkin 7. Riley Mark none for 10 off that over after 3, 1 for 28.
For an opening batsman, Jack Edwards, what's he got to be 6'2", 6'3", he's a tall lad.
Oh yeah.
Opens the bowling, you just saw with that last shot off the last ball of the over, just used every part of it, stood up and got the forceful swing through off his thigh. Where in most cricket, he would just turn it away and try and get some bat on it.
Good.
But stood high, stood up strong, got a full swing in.
Yeah, that power, that's very power. There's a lot of power in that last shot, absolutely.
So Baxter on now to bowl. Outside the off stump, goes down on a knee and cuts it square.
And Baxter has had a brilliant tournament. This is remarkable what he's done. He led the most wickets taken in the one-day competition. So he played 6 games and took 14 wickets, led the bowling for most wickets taken, and he's followed it and done it again in the T20s, taking 7 wickets and leading the competition with the most wickets.
Wow,
so
he's had a good
remarkable
series.
And the right person to be bowling right now, maybe even a little bit too late. Like, it would have been good to see him bowl in the first ball of one of these batters.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He's a wicket taker, so good that he's bowling at least.
He's a lefty and he's coming around the wicket, slants it in. And Edwards pops it down for a single. Parents bit adventurous to name him Blade, Baxter. Blade.
Blade, strong name. Yeah. I remember there was a fiery here, and his name was Blaze.
Oh.
And he became a fiery, so I was like, and then I worked with a bloke in a different life when he was the seafood counsellor. His name was Rob Fish. So Blade Baxter.
Thick edge for 4. Thick edge for 4. Oh, did he just save it? Maybe he did. It's a heroic effort if it was saved.
That is a great effort.
Saved 2 runs there. Brilliant fielding out there from the off spinner, Riley Mark. Brilliant.
And if you hear it through the microphone, there are his teammates clapping, not the crowd. They're saying because that's the effort. They applaud the effort. He's just put in that extra 1% or the dive down there and then a 60, 70 metre or 80 metre throw.
Some extra again. Blade. Belted away. Going to go out to the boundary. Over the rope and another 4.
I thought it was somebody out. There was somebody out at square leg. I thought, who's going to pick that ball up?
So much power, they just gave up on it. As we see the replay.
Larkin's in such a fine touch, isn't he?
I reckon he would be thinking I've not hit that anywhere near where I should.
Yeah.
Like, that's just timing and power.
And usually there's a fielder out there at deep square leg, but he's keeping the same field. He's only got 3 on the leg side, so he should be looking to bowl outside off here.
He went well outside off, and this was hammered through the offside, belted to the boundary. We're starting to get what we got last night.
Unbelievable shot there. The amount of power on that. Wow.
That has got to be the shot of the game. That was just a beautiful cricket shot in anybody, in any form of the game. Just square drive, on the knee, along the ground the whole way.
Do you know what, Kenny? Be seeing them like those balloons you were talking about. Beach balls or whatever
the beach
you referred
balls.
to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baxter to Larkin. Dabs it, wants to keep the strike. Will he go through for a single?
So Max, in your playing in the league, has the coaching got down to, Nick smashing? I mean, that's why I've just brought a left armour on, going to go around the wicket. This is the field we're going to set. Are you going into that intricacy of that real focus point into the planning?
Yeah.
Or as best they can?
Usually bowlers, they'll have their strengths and they'll know what's my best ball. And that's what they'll try and look to utilise it and do that as much as possible. But it's difficult when you got batters like Nick Larkin. That just he's 360, so he can hit him anywhere he wants, any part of the ground. It does make it really hard to bowl to, but yeah, I don't know if they've got a set plan.
Yeah, you're looking for something like I seem to be getting him out a lot, or he doesn't score that many runs off me. Okay, let's bring him on.
So Edwards on strike. They must have picked up a single off that last ball. I thought they did. That time they did. And they're going to get
run out chance.
Wow, nearly.
Sorry, I'm a bit loud there through the microphone. We're all there. That was just a misunderstanding, absolute misunderstanding.
And Nick Larkin could have been out there, and that's a chance.
I mean, if the bowler's over the stumps, he would have been run out by probably 3 metres.
It really wasn't for 2, was it?
Yeah.
And the bowler stepped away.
Yep. So there's an opportunity.
Edwards facing up again on 17. Ball in line with the stumps, works it off the hip.
Good there from Kyle Scrimgeour. That short, fine leg. He's 2 clean grabs, and he'll be bowling later on, so big chance for him.
Ken, look at that on the screen. Oh, you just missed it.
Oh, missed it.
It flashed away.
Beautiful sight. We'll get another look at it.
No, not quite yet. I'll call you when it's there again, Ken.
Yeah.
Simon's on.
Wow, that is a massive shot.
Edwards, and that's a big 6. That's
and
maximum.
Hasn't even landed on the roof. You couldn't hear a bang because it went well past the roof. What a shot from Jack Edwards. That's amazing power there.
Yeah, and it's just what I was saying, using that height. Normally, over the years, the opening batter, normally bats are small, close to the ground players. I don't know, it seemed to be the way, but Jack Edwards is a big lad, over 6 foot, and he uses every part of it. And you've seen, I'm just trying to think of the English opener that's come over and played big bash as well. You know, he's
Livingston.
Oh no,
From Scorchers?
No, it's a different. But anyway, he's like 6'4", and he's played for England one days and things like that. But it's that power to stand up, the opportunity to stand up and utilise your strength and power and height to get on top of the ball. And that's, you know, where sort of smaller guys, you're getting underneath it and hitting it, where, you know, shots off your hips. That shot there was like he was playing an under-11s, and he's an adult man.
Yeah.
That's how easy that looked there.
Yeah.
So he's peaking at the right time.
So I want to say this, you know, like yesterday, before that match started, I thought the Cyclones were rank outsiders. I thought they probably wouldn't even make the final. Now they've made the final, and now they're putting themselves in a position where they look almost like they're a real good chance of winning it.
Yeah, and that 178 that the Northern Tide made last night, it looked like that was going to be a decent total.
Yeah.
And especially after, you know, in the first 3 games, the Cyclones have only scored 126, 131 and 151. But these last 2 games, amazing what they've been able to do in these run chases, scoring 179 runs off 13 overs last night, and now they're 48 off just 29 balls.
Edwards against Simons, hits it up the mid-off. Just a single.
So brilliant work, and well, what hitting there, and Brodie Simons, he's had a good tournament, and they're still able to put the ball over the rope. So just amazing hitting here, and it's crucial that they stay at the crease. But
so Larkin on strike again to Simons, who's got none for 9. Just went into short mid-wicket.
good bowling there. That's a good Yorker, and that's what they need to do. It's the basics. That just try and execute a Yorker, and you're probably going to get rewarded like he just did then with a dot ball. So shorter boundary on the leg side here for Nick Larkin. So we'll see what they go with.
Simons out wide outside the off stump. Umpire puts his hands out, says it's a wide. The umpires today, Rob Stewart and Mark Marmberg. Stewart, I think, from Darwin, and Marmberg from Melbourne.
Yep. I tell you what, gentlemen, while the umpires putting their arms out for the wide, it was like them trying to usher me out of the VIP area to grab some food for you young gentlemen.
Oh, really?
But I distracted them enough to bring a plate back, so...
Yeah, smart there, Ken.
They're looking after us.
Yeah.
Couple.
But I mention that because it's a nice little crowd over there. Lots of local people coming down. There's a lot going on. I mean, the footy final's on. The first footy final's on this weekend, tonight.
And you can come down here, just looking inside the club room there, that they have got the footy going while the game's on. So come down here if you're tuning in from home.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Get a double deal.
Yeah, and you'll get to watch the last quarter, because this game will finish in time before that last quarter begins in the footy. So come on down, watch some of this power hitting, balls flying around everywhere, which is pure entertainment. And then you can tune in while you're here into the footy.
And Larkin just seems, he's really fidgety at the moment. He's got his gloves on, he's got them off, he's got them on, he's got him off, he's playing with his bat, he's not sure.
Yeah.
He's feeling the pressure of all of this. As he puts his gloves back on again.
It just takes that little thing sometimes to put you off as a bat. You know, changing your bat. Your bat's broken, the one you just smashed 100 with. You know.
Dean Fry coming on now.
To bowl to Edwards.
And just those little things. Great running, getting back for 2 there, but just those little things about, oh, my gloves don't feel right. I was meticulous around here. If a little bit of sweat, I'm off. Get rid of them.
Really?
And, you know, change your bat. You could be a little bit different because the grip's newer. Just getting into it, but all it takes is a nice shot to the boundary 4. And you go, yeah, okay, let's get back to what I do.
Yeah.
Dean Fry batted pretty well, made 46 off 25 bowling.
And
worked
great
this from outside the off stump. There's Edwards for 1. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, great batting there. I thought they were going to drop it in, try and get a 2, because there is an opportunity here, and they'll be looking to drop one in that big area there where they can come back for 2. And a
down
missed
the
stumpy.
wicket. Yeah, it was very wide though, wasn't it?
Tough chance, but
Keeper, tough chance. You take them every day of the week.
Couple of buys.
Every day of the week you got to take them as a keeper.
no, should have been.
Advancing down, outside off stump, missed.
Yeah.
Looks like just skidded on, didn't bounce as much.
And what happens there is Larkin, he hasn't missed a ball the last 2 days. See, as a keeper, it's you got to always expect the ball to come to you. But when someone like Larkin is batting, he isn't missing balls. He's hitting balls over the rope. So you're not really expecting him to miss many. So what happens is you lose concentration slightly, and you can just, think that he's going to hit the ball all the time. And in that case, especially in T20s, that's where it's most important, because you don't get as many balls coming to you as a keeper. So you're always just not getting the ball. But then you do get one like that.
And if you're listening to these comments coming to you from the Keepers Union.
Keepers Union. The president. The new president of the Young Keepers Union. Oh, that's well, let's call it what it is. That's if the Storm lose this game and Larkin's 100 not out again, I'm going to remind you, gentlemen, of that moment.
Oh, the Keepers Union will be busy over the next few days.
Oh, don't worry, they're already dialing up. They'll be sending me hate mail to my Facebook. It'll be on, but yeah. I did join the Keepers Union for a while. When I was in the Cricket Academy, our second keeper, Craig White, ended up becoming an off-spinner batsman, playing for Victoria as an off-spinning batsman, not a keeper. Yeah. And so they needed a backup keeper, so I put my hand up. So for the Cricket Academy, I was the backup wicket keeper. You could have that job any day of the week. It's just another level of fitness, or a different fitness.
Yeah. I was just watching Nick Larkin then. He took his gloves off, he took his helmet off, he's changed his bat. The only thing he hasn't changed is his clothes, like he's nervous.
It might be
he's feeling the pressure. He's sweating, I reckon.
Yeah,
and feeling it.
The one thing I like about all that is that he's put his gloves back on.
I like this. Have a look at this. Everybody's looking at. Come on, everybody's looking at the side screen to move, but nobody's told the side screen person to move. They're sitting at the back going, "What a great game! What's going on here?"
Edward's getting frustrated with it all.
Yeah,
but that's part of it. Trying something. This is Kyle Scrimgeour, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, Kyle Scrimgeour joining. So he's playing for the Tracy Village Cricket Club up here, and a local player.
Edward's on 27. Punches this down to the offside.
They're pushing for 2 here.
They gave it some thought.
And a big scream of no there from Nick Larkin, because they did have that confusion earlier in the game, and one of them, Nick Larkin, could have been gone.
Had to hit the stumps, yeah.
Yeah, so they're very onto the running here, and they don't want to get run out. That's not the way these players would want to be dismissed.
So Scrimgeour there with a cloth to wipe the ball, so obviously they're perspiring out there. This is Larkin's working it off his pads for at least one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you were talking because the dew, maybe it's the dew has come early,
Oh, big time. There'd be dew out there now, so the ball's skidding on. And one of the players brought up about 10 towels. So he hasn't just got a towel for himself. He whips them all out of his bag and throws them at everyone. So everyone brings out a towel and keeps the ball dry.
Oh.
Because he doesn't want to bowl with a wet ball, and then he won't be able to spin it, and they'll slip out. Oh, run out chance.
Chance for run out. No, back in. Gee, it was Edwards. Got halfway down there and then came back.
So a chance there yet again with the running. And as we see the replay, would have been out, I think. Yes.
They're really feeling the pressure of this. There's no doubt, both of them.
They are, but you see that run rate, 9.38, so right up, and Edwards with a big dive back, just clearing himself off from that, and Kyle Scrimgeour bowling superbly here, 2 runs from 3 balls, and just being consistent with his line and length.
The wicket to fall, if you've just joined us, was Dylan Hunter. LBW to Calm for 7 off 3 balls, 1 for 14. So these two have taken it from 14 up to 61, and we're in the 7th over. It's the grand final, and it's all on the line tonight. Ball outside the off stump, but he has a go at that. So the noise there, but wasn't an edge.
Remember Kyle, if I remember correctly, went to New South Wales first, and I think he's ended up in South Australia now.
Yeah, well, he's playing right now in South Australia. He went to Hobart.
Sorry, mate, I'm giving you a question when I just gave you something to eat. That's called the stitcher. Oh, the young fella. Charlie, we got him well.
I can't avoid, you haven't got me well, because I can't avoid this question because I play at the same club with him in Adelaide.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, great stop from Kyle.
Beautiful. What a catch.
Not a catch, but a great stop. And
Crowd catch.
Crowd catch.
Yeah.
Throw it up.
And a great over. But, well, it hasn't finished the over yet, but so far it's been brilliant. And that's great.
Only 2 runs off it.
Always good fielding off your own bowling.
Never better.
Yeah.
So, Ken, I'm glad the food thing, because you were batting against the West Indies in Alice Springs. I was commentating on the match. Norman May was with me. Norman May brought some food down and he gave me some cake. He said, here's some cake, do you want to eat it? So I put it in my mouth, and then he asked me a question.
You were probably one of 4,000 people who did it, John.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant. I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, I did do that.
No, it's all right.
Incidentally, Ken, Brian Lara was playing in that match, mate. Do you remember it?
Oh, of course, I was out there.
Yeah, that's right.
And I said, why are they clapping? Because it was so comfortable. That's probably the word. It was 40 odd degrees, I think it was hot.
Yeah.
But I thought he was clapping his 50, but it was his 100. That's how
right,
easy it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
wow.
he put it on the roof of the grandstand a couple of times.
Massive hit at Traeger Park. Yeah.
So, the Southern Storm, at this point in the game, they were none for 50.
Okay.
So we see now 1 for 62 here for the City Cyclones. So slightly ahead in the runs here, and just 1 wicket fallen for them.
So this is Edwards on strike, facing Fry. Dean Fry tosses up outside the off.
Oh!
Brilliantly caught. Brilliantly caught.
Josh Khan with an absolute ripper catch. Unbelievable there.
I think that was hang time. I think it was off the ground.
That was incredible.
Wicket for local boy Dean Fry.
Have a look at it. Here it is, outside the off stump. Didn't get right over it.
Oh, great catch.
Brilliant catch.
That is brilliant fielding, and this game, fielding is so important, and that just proved why.
Well, you got to give it to Storm so far in the first part of this their innings, their bowling innings, their fielding innings. They've created opportunities. You've had the run out where Nick Larkin should have been out by 2 or 3 metres. You've had the other chance.
Yeah.
So they're creating opportunities. The stumping chance. They're creating opportunities because they've played so well in their first innings, and now is tightening the screws. But just go back to Cyclone won the toss and won it about second. They won the toss and fielded for this reason. So you're talking about pressure, Charlie. They might be starting to feel a little bit of pressure. Nick Larkin, this is his job. This is what he's got to do. This is what he wants to do. He's got to come out and try and lead his side home, and it's going to be something spectacular, which we know he can do. But it also gives an opportunity for somebody else to come in and make a name for themselves as well.
So the batsman coming in is Callum Callaway.
Yes, Campbell and
Campbell Callaway.
He scored 16 off 10 yesterday, so played his role and came in and continued scoring, but it's a different sort of role that he needs to play today, and he has a bit more time and he can work himself into this game. So we'll see what he does here, and he did score a half century not that long ago in one of the T20s earlier in the campaign, so let's see what he's got here.
Well, Fry's having a good day. Made 46 and he's now got a wicket, and a crucial wicket into the over. It's a good over from him. Actually, it's not the end of the over. This up. Single.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh. What happened there?
That was there was nothing on. The keeper was just
Just
waiting for the ball to come in, and trying to think out there. He fired it in, and it just bounced just in front of him.
Oh, no.
The keeper's nightmare. Don't worry, they'll be emailing on the Wicket Keepers Union email Facebook site later. What happened then. Don't worry about that.
I'm just going to...
It's never your fault, you blokes.
I don't
never
need
your
to say
fault.
anything here, Ken. You're doing my job.
Outside the off stump. Fry Callaway pushes it.
I just wanted something easy. I was going to say, under pressure, hot. Most of these, like Jack and Nick, whether they're from New South Wales or Sydney, it's like 12, 13 degrees right now down there. It's still 27 in Darwin.
Yeah.
So Fry to Callaway.
And we don't have any breeze at the moment. It's quite still, a little bit. So, that factor in as well, and that adds to your pressure when you're physically tired as well. But this is the job they want to do and the career they want.
Yep.
And it's just going to be who wants it the most.
Hits us into the covers, beats the cover, field goes out to deep cover and through for a single only at the end of the over, which means Larkin's not getting any of the strikes, and off comes the gloves. Off comes the helmet. No. Oh, he wants another bat. No. So Larkin's on 23. So what did he make? 106. So if you add that to it, 129 without losing his wicket. So he's...
Yeah. And, unbelievable. And Dean Fry, great over there, just 3 from it and the wicket. So great work to him. And this game is tight at the moment.
2 for 65 off 8, current run rate 8.13. You can see it on the screen for those watching.
And you can argue here that the Cyclones are slightly behind in this game. They do need to pick it up slightly, but as I say that, I sort of think that the game is in the balance, because
I think it's going to stay in the balance for some time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you just hope that they don't lose a wicket here, the Cyclones. It's always tough as a new batter. Once they get themselves in, even Nick Larkin still sort of hasn't gotten himself going completely yet. So he's sort of still building his innings here, just 23 off 17. So still a bit of work for him to do. And the Southern Storm have been bowling better now. We're not seeing those half trackers like we did early on in the innings, or full tosses. So better bowling, and they're getting a bit of reward for it, but still so tight this game.
Been a while since he's had the strike, Larkin. He's after this one and hits it out. Doesn't split the field out there. Didn't hit it well by the sound of it as it hit the bat.
Nowhere near it. So that was almost a slog sweep coming out then, and nowhere near the middle of the bat.
And you can see there, he tried to force that shot.
He did.
You can see the other ones, he's sort of been waiting for it, and last over only going for 3 runs, so a little bit of a challenging period here for the City Cyclones.
So Callaway 4 from 6. Riley Mark, none from 12 in his second over. Single, and single's enough.
And well fielded out there from Sam Fanning.
I don't know if you heard through the commentary there, Nick Larkin saying great shot as he ran past him. As soon as he played, great shot.
And yesterday you could hear he'd hit the ball, and I don't know if you could hear, he was saying, come on.
Yeah. He's ready. It's game on. That's what we play for.
Oh, he's gone back for that one, didn't get it. Didn't play the shot at all.
But as he needs, obviously, for another night, you can just feel it's not in the middle at the moment. It's not getting there. You just got to get through this period.
Belted that one away. That was a good shot. Split those 2 fielders again. He's shown his capability of doing that without too much trouble. Again, it didn't sound that good off the bat, did it?
He's just muscled that.
And you can see he's forcing it here. That's a good shot there. I don't think it was premeditated, but he sort of did get the opportunity there. The ball was on leg stump.
I'd be hitting that over the end of the footy stadium if he got onto him.
Oh, yeah.
28 from 20 for Larkin. Again, makes that same...
Oh, brilliant fielding. He threw that
single
pretty much on his knees. Great fielding.
Who fielded that?
Sam Fanning that was.
That was off balance, off stride, and he's just thrown it 80 metres, not very high, up to the middle of the pit. That was brilliant.
Using his shoulder.
And that's why you would have heard, if you heard the call was run him out, Sam.
Yeah.
Because you're not coming to, just warning you coming, he's going to fire you out. That is a world-class arm.
Ken, that's that image I wanted you to see.
Beautiful. Like Traeger at night, Charlie.
Yeah, beautiful.
I think there's no better sight in the territory. And Traeger Park in Alice Springs with the Rangers in the background, lights on. Oh, it's just footy, cricket, it's just anything there. I went there for carols by candlelight and I was facing the other way.
And Dean Fry, brilliant bowling. He's putting together a fantastic game here. Obviously, scored.
Larkin's not in a good spot at the moment, I don't think.
No, he's sort of. He's in a. He's being challenged here, and he just needs to work through this little period. You don't need to panic, and there's still over 60 balls left in this game. He just needs to fight through this and just wait for the ball to come to him rather than for him to try and create something, because he will get a bad ball eventually.
Well, Edwards made 29, so he's on that same score.
Tell you what, Dean Fry is doing an absolutely great job for his team here. And not only did he, the 46 off 25 finishing up, but he's got a wicket, 1 for 8 off nearly two and a half overs.
Straight to the fielder. What was that?
Oh, it's firecrackers. When's firecracker night?
Saturday night, isn't it? Tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow night. So
Sunday night, isn't it?
Sunday, is it? There you go. Must be Saturday night in Jabiru. That's where.
Lock up your dogs and cats.
This is our second one, remember? July 1 is our territory day. But unfortunately, we couldn't have it then.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Offside, that's good. That'll give him confidence. Larkin smashes that to the boundary. And you know, Cracker Night, once it starts, it doesn't end.
It's
for hours after the next day. They're still going on. Next day, the day after.
This Max, you're going tomorrow and buying up on firecracker. Oh, when it's Sunday, is it? Sunday. You only can get them on the day. And we have an extreme fire danger till 6 p.m. And then, amazingly, 6:01, you can let firecrackers off and it's lifted. Well, the fireworks lifted.
And that's another great shot from Nick Larkin. And
you two, he won 3.
The beautiful cricket shots. That's the difference here. Instead of trying to muscle them, he has over the last couple of overs. He's played gone back to no, I'm going to play some cricket shots.
Yep.
And he's played 2 beautiful cricket shots there. But firecracker night, Max. Come on.
Yeah.
No, never been. First time here.
First time. So
I will give you some advice.
Yeah.
I want to say
called 2 zeros. No, third 0 for emergency. He's on here, Charlie. I'm just trying to scare the young fella for firecracker night.
I've heard a bit about it.
Nah, that's great fun.
Nick Larkin, to me, looks like he's got a little bit of dehydration. Well,
it's only less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah. After what happened yesterday.
And you're right. That's a great point. You know, after making 100, what did he make? 106 off 43. You're tired. He's tired out there.
Yeah.
And I will tell you something interesting about him just after we see this ball. And
I'm on edge.
Yeah, I know. I'll build the suspense a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for Territorians. I'm ready. I just got to calm Charlie down.
On Cracker Day, you're right about the weather though and the fire ban, because the forecast is it's going to be hot in the day, but then it's going to cool down quickly. So they might break up this fire ban.
The only way it's cooling down is the fire hydrants out of the hose of the truck. I'm born and raised here.
Yeah.
We all know, Charlie. We know what it's like. It happens every year. There's an extreme fire danger.
Yeah.
And then 6 o'clock it's lifted.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Hits that through the offside. Doesn't get it past the rope.
So we've got Jackie's. Who's Josh Carnes back on?
Yeah, 1 for 6.
Following his 55 off 38 balls, opening the batting. He's got some talented cricketers coming through.
Got the wicket of Hunter, didn't he? LBW.
And I'll just build that suspense a little bit.
He's still going, I know. I haven't forgotten.
Oh, great shot. He's punished that.
1 for 4. Kellaway hits it for 4.
Now, although that was a slow ball bouncer, let's build the suspense up, mate. Although it's a slow ball bouncer, it just reminded me about the rules again. That was pretty high.
Yeah.
Still above his head, but it's not claimed dangerous. I played a game, the Apache Cup, the national, well, the Indigenous cricket tournament, carnival, and I bowled a spinner and I bowled a full toss and they gave me no ball and I was outraged.
Yeah.
So Callaway works this.
Chance?
Short.
Oh!
And
Yeah,
you feel that the pendulum of luck must swing their way. Don't you think? It has to.
And the Southern Storm, they were 1 for 76 after 10 overs. So this game is just so tight at the moment.
Come on, mate.
And Nick Larkin. So he came up here for the T20s. So he didn't play in any of the one-dayers. And he's from New South Wales. So he came from there and he had to spend 14 days in quarantine.
Ah, the quarantine.
Then he spent 14 days at the Howard Springs quarantine facility, came out, and then had his T20 on that day, as we see this ball. So he came out of 14 days quarantine. Then Monday he had the game, played the game, scored some runs, didn't end up fielding because he hurt himself while he was batting, just a little injury.
Yeah.
And then the Northern Territory goes into lockdown the next day.
Okay.
And at that point, we didn't know how long this lockdown would be.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there was so much uncertainty when we went back into that lockdown. So crazy times for him there.
Yeah, it's just crazy time everywhere in cricket. I think that's why everybody's loving tuning into the cricket, because it's just not being played anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
the test match on, but there's hardly anything else going on. And it's always been the beauty of the territory, isn't it, Charlie? The dry season.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, we've had New Zealand, we've had Australian,
Yeah.
we've had everybody come through here.
And lucky for Nick Larkin, that lockdown ended after 3 days. Territory
Lucky
did
for all
a
of
great
us.
job. Yeah, that's right. But especially for him, though.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. And he did come from a state that was in lockdown. So he already spent lockdown, quarantine, then lockdown up here. Unbelievable. But he's come out of it and then he's firing today, 36 off 30.
Well, he's punished the bowlers because of it.
There's a towel being run out, so the heat, and yeah, it's a strange situation.
Yeah, the heat is interesting here because you don't realise it's hot, but it does saps the energy from you, and you do become dehydrated if you don't keep drinking some water. And we know we've had those teams that have come up, the AFL teams that have come up, they've gone back the week later and really struggled when they've gone back home.
Yeah,
after spending a week here.
Yeah, when we've really adapted, like the air conditioning bench.
Yeah,
we've become interchange benches. We've air conditioned everything. I mean,
well, that's the thing. The rooms are nice and cool here.
yeah. Well, that's been part of it. But when you go to the AFL games on the interchange benches, aircon. You know, and then
They got the fans pumping.
there's always issues around player management after the next game.
Yeah.
Saying it's just taking too much out of us.
And it does, because you sweat a lot out there. That's why there's been so many changes of the gloves.
Fry to Larkin, and he works it away on the leg side.
Maybe 2 here.
Well,
Safety.
Oh, and he looks like he's okay, luckily.
He's doing a fantastic job here. I mean, this could be what over is in his last over. Yep.
Yes.
He's 1 for 15 of 3.1 overs.
That's good bowling.
It's just an off spinner in this big ground, with some with Jack Edwards and Larkin out there, and now Callaway. He's doing a great job for his last over.
Well, in the second half of the innings.
Oh, and that's a big
And
hit
there's
from
Callaway
Campbell.
Oh,
unloads.
the commentator's curse. You chalked it up first innings, Charlie, and it went for 6 to the next ball. Sorry, young fella.
Great batting from Campbell Callaway as we
that's
see
a good shot.
the replay. Just flew off the bat. Wow.
What sort of nicknames would you give Dean Fry? Come on, there's got to be some rippers or what?
Oh, well.
Goes again.
Oh, there's a wicket. Full toss.
Fluky, maybe?
It's Callaway.
Maybe lucky?
Callaway hits the catch and he departs out for 18.
How about that nickname, Lucky? Because that was a full toss on leg side.
Maybe
hit it straight to the player.
Maybe that commentator's curse is
hey, look, I've
totally
it.
down the drain.
I've lifted it.
Look at that.
That was the worst ball of the day.
Yeah, a wicket.
But they are wicket balls, aren't they?
Oh, wire tuck, there it is.
Tush, providing you a nickname.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
I know. I said, very talented cricketer. But that is a much-needed wicket.
Absolutely.
And Larkin's still out there, and I don't want to pronounce this wrong. McElduff.
Yeah,
McElduff. Crease.
So how's he been going through the whole tournament? I haven't really taken.
Yeah, he's been doing well, Ryan. He bats and bowls, so that's one of the best things about him. As Banjo walks past.
Banjo, what a name.
From Alice Springs, Banjo.
Had a dog named Banjo. He was pretty disloyal. I hope he's not. No. Alice Springs.
He might have been named after Banjo Patterson.
I hope so.
The great poet.
But he's a good kid. He's from Alice Springs. There you go. It's tough.
Fielded on the boundary here.
Tough cricket down in Alice.
So McElduff.
I tell you, this suspense.
The score. Larkin's on 38 from 32. Building slowly, building slowly.
You can feel the suspense coming, Joe.
It's the tightening of
there's
the
something
screws, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And it's just.
Oh, what a shot.
And it's going to be one of these games where you're going to reinforce what a very, very good player Nick Larkin is if he gets it nearly home and they win.
Because you know what you know, Ken, is if they continue going the way that they're going, they're not going to win. No. So somewhere they've got to start increasing it.
And that power surge will certainly help increase the scoring.
Yeah.
We saw the Southern Storm, they got 24 off their power surge overs. And it was 6 off the first power surge over for the Southern Storm. So not many, but then that second over, 18 off it. So you can really score in that power surge.
McElduff hits it down, straight down the wicket. Just gets the single. Yeah, I'm not sure you take the power surge now. McElduff's just come in, hasn't he? You want him to bat another over or two, do you think?
Yeah, maybe give it maybe one more and then you take it.
Yeah.
You'd want Nick out there. You'd want Larkin out there. What are you doing?
Larkin's, he decided to take it quite late yesterday when he was batting. And he does play for the Melbourne Stars. And thinking about what they do at the Melbourne Stars, they tend to take it late in their innings from memory. So I'm sure he's going to follow that mantra. And he did it yesterday. He took it in the last few overs before they ended up chasing the run. So that power surge still might be a few overs away.
If he pivots right, you want to pivot through to take the power play at the right time. But I'd say what Larkin's trying to do, Nick's trying to do now, is try and get through and go as deep as he can into this innings.
McElduff on strike, faces Scrimgeour, gets it away. Thick outside edge, down to deep third man, and they're going to run for 2. And the chat, you can hear it starting to get a little louder out there. They're starting to get more and more involved here.
It's starting to build. 84 required off 47 now, so.
And 100's up.
Yep,
100 up.
100 off 12.1 overs. Current run rate 8.22.
And
Larkin's had so little of the strike.
Yes.
You've got to get him on strike.
And that's what he's done there. Good batting.
Yeah, he's got a couple of turns coming in this game. That's what I love about 2020. You know, Larkin gets out or he hits one in the middle and away he goes. And we're saying what an easy game it was for him when they finished 2 overs early or 3 overs early. Well, we're going to the last ball.
Yeah, looks like it's going down to the wire again here. And superb bowling there from Kyle Scrimgeour. Doing a great job here. None for 6 off 9 balls with his bowling. So he's done well and he's just changing the field now. So he's dropping mid-wicket on the boundary and bringing third man up. So this one might be a slow ball. Fine leg, third man up in the ring. So Let's see what he goes with here.
Larkin is working so hard here, isn't he? Face the scrim, Joe.
Oh,
slashes.
Well called, Max. Beautifully called.
And the beauty about that is Kyle Scrimjaw, he's a left armour, so when he bowls that slow ball and it's an off cutter, it's spinning away from the batter. So that means he's hitting against the spin when he tries to hit it to the leg side. So it's really, the percentages are in his favour here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with the slow ball again.
So again, he's just gone right across him. So
and Larkin has nicked that ball, but it's just fallen short.
It's down to the big edge.
And when we talk about a matchup here, a brilliant one with these slow balls spinning away from the batter. So Larkin's got to hit against the spin, hitting towards the leg side. And as we saw there, that ball might have even spun. He nicked it. So a really good matchup here for the Southern Storm, and this is working in their favour.
So there's 3 in a row Larkin's had a swing at, and this what he needs to do really is just walk into it and let it hit the bat and pick up a single. Just get the feel of it, because he's been, look at him, he's pulling all his gear off again, he's sweating profusely.
I think you're right, Charlie. I think he's just struggling physically at the moment. I mean,
he wants to take that shirt off, you can see.
We can talk about, the 100 he made last night off 40 odd balls, but and say, oh, what an easy night he's had. But it's such a physical game still. You've got to run. You're running between, you're sprinting every run you have. You're still that maximum effort when you're trying to hit the ball and get ready. So it takes it out of you. And here we are again, 25, 26 now, degree weather. Yeah. It's and you see he's struggling because he's trying to muscle the ball instead of rely on his timing. And he, good players, which he is a very good player. I believe he'll get through this. And all it takes is that one in the middle. And it could just be a turn for one, and away it goes. Yeah, I'm back.
Duff's on 4, Larkin on 39, 13th over finished, 3 for 101.
If you had a
mark. Sorry.
So maybe 2 here. No, it looks like just the single. And maybe if he had one day to recover in between, it might be good. Yeah. But just backing it up one night after the other, it's very tough, but he's fighting through it, and we'll see what he's able to do here.
Outside the off stump, and he's hit that away, and that's got it over the infield and rolls away, doesn't get to the rope. Pulled up in a hurry, didn't it?
Yeah, look, I just wanted to watch Larkin run there between the wickets, and that second single was just, you could just see he's physically tired. Yeah, he's done. But I've got a note here that I think it was 13.1 overs that Cyclone hit their 100 in.
Yeah.
If that's right, so we're not far off it. There it is. We just talked about, look very, very tired. They're dancing down the wicket.
He's a spent man.
And beautiful stumping.
Yes, Michael Kudra, great stumping and well bowled to Riley Mark there. Just getting a bit of drift.
Yes.
And the ball was able to go past the bat, and fast hands there from Kudra, and that's a stumping and big wicket. But this game is certainly not over, because yesterday the Cyclones, they weren't just led by Nick Larkin. The players around him supported him superbly. You look at Ryan McElduff, he scored 18 off 9 balls. Yash Pednecker came in, faced 4 balls, hit a 6 for 8 off 4. So they had players that really supported Nick Larkin yesterday, and they'll certainly get that support again tonight as Yash Pednecker comes to the crease, the Victorian, and he's represented Australia as well at under 16 level, Yash Pednecker, and we'll see what he brings to the table tonight. They'll need him certainly.
How many did Larkin get? Is anyone, you got it there? Can you look it up for me, please?
So, really
41 off 39 for Larkin.
Really good opportunity here to make a name for yourself. You know, obviously the 1 and 2s are just par and parcel, the basics of batting in 2020. Quick to the ball and the fielding, bowling to your plans as a fielding and a bowling unit. And I've been very impressed so far with the Storm's fielding efforts.
Pednecker to face Riley Mark. Confidently plays it off his pads around the corner. Gets the single.
Apart from the, the drop catch and then the missed stumping. But the actual bowlers have really just stuck to their plans. Games into balance, big wicket. You just had Nick Larkin go out because he was frustrated and physically tired, but he was still trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And you're in that place, you are smashing them. You're dangerous when you're like that if you're hitting them in the middle. And
well, he top scored, didn't he? I mean, he made 41, even though he was under some duress. Here's Riley Mark, tosses it up.
Good running there. It's really important they take those runs, and I know they're new batters right now, but they can't afford here to spend a few balls to try and get in. That's down the drain, because there's only 37 balls remaining in this game, and they need a fair few runs. I'll calculate it after this ball, but they can't afford here to just knock it around and get themselves in. They need to keep scoring. Dots like that can't happen, and I know it's early on in their innings, but they just got to keep the scoreboard ticking. And
someone's got to be the sacrificial lamb. Someone's got to have a go, don't they?
We just got to
throw the bat and just try and hit a couple of fours to break the shackles here.
You picked in a 2020 side to play how you play, and it was like one day, 2020s, you either win or lose. So there's no batting the innings out. You're trying to stick to your plan instead of getting over 9 and over. So, I mean, what's the run rate? Just over 7.5.
Yep, and 77 required off 36 balls here.
Yeah.
So there's not, you need almost, what do you need here? You almost
need 2 runs a ball.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's what I love about the game. We have a couple of good overs and we're backing.
So that's like 12 runs and over.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying. I've been very impressed with the Storm, how they've just gone about, the bowling team have gone about sticking to their plans.
And you have to run on every ball now. Like that's good. You got to do it. Yeah. And this is where game awareness is super important, that you know what the situation is here. And they know that. And McElduff, he's capable. He scored 18 off 9 last night, as I said, in the last game they played. And Yash, it's very similar, 8 off 4 balls. Just, they've got the capability of doing it. And that's a 2.
Some of these guys didn't bat last night, did they? Because they only lost a couple of wickets.
Some batters, yep, they weren't required. Some of them, as you see there, Edmundston didn't bat. They also had Garg. They had plenty left in the shed, so. And as you can hear there, hard, they're yelling, so they know, got to push for 2 all the time. And it's tough here. We'll say it, it's very hard for a batter here, like to come in as a new batter, and you're expected now to score at 2 balls, 2 runs every single ball, 12 and over. It's tough. You've got to hit boundaries, and Baxter, he's a super bowler, so a wicket taker, isn't he?
Blade Baxter. To McElduff. Waits for it. Has it with him now. Slower ball. They have appeal for LBW. I don't think they're going to get it.
I think sitting 200 metres away on a very bad angle, but that looked plumb.
Yeah.
Just by the players' reactions. And that ball, players' reactions in that ball, I reckon that was plumb.
Yeah, the player reaction.
That's always the one. You know when it's close.
He asked how.
Here's the replay. Have a look on the replay.
Oh.
Maybe
outside off.
Yeah, maybe impact outside the line.
I'm giving that out though. But if you're a bat and that hits, you're like, okay, gone. I've missed that.
If you're accepting it, if you are given.
Pednecker to face Baxter. Hits it on the onside. Just will take 1. No, they're going to take 2. That's better.
Oh, and he's been hit on the helmet there. That's going to wake him up.
The umpire, I think it might have just been outside off stump, that ball, but and he saw us around the wicket.
Yeah.
Coming left arm round the wicket.
Now, Blade Baxter doing a brilliant job here, changing his pace. something Yash can do is hit a short ball for 6. He's good with the pull shot. Oh,
Hit over the top of this one. Where would Larkin be? What would Larkin be doing now? They don't have an ice bath or anything here, do they?
They do have a facility for an ice bath, yeah. And
okay.
He may be doing that, but it's a final. I'm sure he'd be watching. And now they're going to take the power surge.
Yeah.
And there's the signal.
They have to take it now.
The signal there for the power surge. So.
Well, this is 15 they've had, yeah. So.
They sort of had no choice there.
Yeah.
You got to take it. Yeah.
To try and get, ride the wave, hopefully get a couple of big overs out of it. But as we know, as everybody knows who watches 2020 and said in the first innings that it's wicket or runs. It's always, that's why we have the, the power play, because it's exciting again.
Yeah.
But I think more than often it tends to get wickets, then score a lot of runs.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're talking about the Melbourne Stars, how they leave it really late for that reason, to see, let's get that momentum going for those last few overs and keep going. And that's exactly what the Cyclones need.
And and you're right. Everyone is still learning what the best formula is for it and when to use it, because sometimes that happens where you do lose wickets. So the City Cyclones here will be hoping that doesn't happen and they can score runs. And that's a good start.
That's a good hit. That's a big run. 6 runs. That's what they wanted, to break the shackles. McElduff does it.
A beautiful
Gets
shot.
hold of Riley Mark and hits him out of the ground.
It's just a great cricket shot. I mean, at this format of the game, if you're looking at players trying to emulate 2020 players, you see you're still playing straight, upright, head over the ball, full face of the bat, 6 runs.
64 required now off 29 balls, so right in the balance this game, and 1-6 changes it big time. Like, it was 70 off 30, and now straight away 1-6 makes a big difference, and they've dropped mid-on back.
He's gone to around the corner. Gee, that was such a dangerous shot to play.
Almost.
This is where the older players like myself will go, you've just hit it for 6. They're pretty much the same ball, and now you've just tried to paddle it around and nearly got out. Like, very forceful shot.
It's interesting,
but that's part of the change.
Yeah, that's right. And with that shot, I don't know if he's done his research tonight, McElduff, but Riley Mark does like to dart the ball in a bit quicker. But he's tossed these first 2 balls up, so it'll be interesting to see what he does now. Mid-wicket comes up. He's got deep square leg dropping back, so he might go for that quicker ball now. We'll see what he does.
Pednicker on 6. And he's gone for it again, and he's hit it. They're getting underneath it. Fielder underneath it. Takes the catch.
Safe hands
Takes
there.
the catch. The screws tighten a little more.
Josh Khan, the captain. Good catch. Nice safe hands there. And it looked like he went with that quicker ball there, Riley Mark, as we see the replay. Slightly out of the front of the hand, it looked like. And Yash Pednecker really had no choice there. Had to go for it. And unfortunately, just wasn't able to get it over the top.
But I don't think that's a bad thing for him. I think the team needed him to have a go.
You can't leave anything back in the shed now. And
no.
This is where you're obviously attacking, but I've said earlier that the Southern Storm have done a great job in this fielding unit and creating opportunities early. I mean, they should have had Larkin twice early. And they're in this situation where they've just bowled to their team plans, they've bowled to their fielders, they've bowled to the right plans to each batter, and now they're favourites to win this game home.
And Jackson Edmondson now coming to the crease. 13 off 7, not out in one of the games 2 games ago. Hit him back last game, and he's got the potential to hit a big ball.
You're right, Charlie. He needed that wicket to fall. Especially if so he's very good on the short ball, where they're not going to bowl that to him today.
Yeah, not against the spinner as well.
Yeah, they've matched them up for all.
Yeah,
very well.
Edmondson to face Riley Mark, hits it through the offside, but didn't quite get through though.
That was a quicker ball, Max. That was it.
Yeah, that's the one, wasn't it?
Straight in.
Yep.
So if you've just joined us, it's the grand final between these two teams, City Cyclones and the Southern Storm. And the Southern Storm made 2 for 183 at 9.15 runs and over. Cyclone after him will be stumped. He walked down the wicket and he was beaten comprehensively. It was well bowled, Riley Mark. Saw him move, tossed it up a little quicker, caught him out of his ground. Out for no score.
And this is what the pressure creates at the scoreboard and the run rate coming up. You've just got to be attacking. And you'll see there, Max was saying earlier about this might be the quicker ball. We saw Mark bowl the quicker ball, and then that one was the floater, a bit of drift out wide. I mean, in the old days, we'd say the old sucker ball, here you go.
Yeah.
We're thinking, I'm going to hit this over mid-off for 6 or over cover. In the meantime, you're telling your story walking. You're out. You've been stumped by 2 metres.
Yeah.
And you've fallen for another trap.
So this is Josh Neal coming out to bat.
And when you're batting, it's very tough to bat against that when you're getting a ball coming at 100 kilometres, then the next one's 60.
Yeah. And you're trying to get the length of the ball. You're trying to get the wicket, if it's turning or not, if it's going through. But you've still got to have that attacking mindset. Every ball is pivotal here. I mean, the Southern Storm are absolute favourites to come through and win this game. But who knows?
That's right.
Come on, who knows?
That is right.
Come on.
Could
But you're
happen.
right. But they've been favourites for a couple of days, haven't they, really,
Yes.
for the Southern Storm? But they put up a pretty competitive score, 2 for 183, and only losing 2 wickets. They're a classy side, aren't they? Their fielding, their bowling has been good.
I think, I mean, for me, I think Dean Fry, the local bloke's got to be man of the match, player of the game.
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I'm just saying
At the moment, at this stage.
Absolutely fantastic effort he's done so far in this would warrant.
Yeah, certainly.
In the mix.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing that. Yep, absolutely. And we don't know yet though, because 62 required off 25. McElduff can hit a bomb.
So we make 100.
And Neil plays for the Point Cricket Club.
Yep.
This is his home ground. He made 100 on this ground. And he's calling 2 here.
And he'll get it.
Now
So we should just remind our viewers too that Storm won this competition last year. They didn't have it the year before. City Cyclones won it in 2017 and 2018. So Storm can go back to back if they win it here right now.
And they have been, a dominant side, and they have been the favourites. And it's just been, the cricket has, the level of cricket I've been watching from the start to the finish, like tonight, has just improved and improved. You think, because everybody's in their off season.
Yeah.
Down south, the players that have come up, apart from the local players they're in, the interstate influence has kicked off, going on, and here we are, what, 5 to 9, 4 to 9 local time, out in the open, watching cricket, commentating, getting paid with food, sitting next to 2 blokes making millions. And I wouldn't be anywhere else right now on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
There you go.
60 off 24.
That's a big ask. That's a massive ask, but not beyond the team, as we saw last night.
Hey,
That's what I love about it. I keep saying it. I love it. Because you just don't know.
that's right. And the Southern Storm, they finished their innings off 66 off 28. And the situation right now, 59 off 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
But I'm not sure they've got the firepower out there.
Well,
with the bats.
And
you tend to know in cricket, Charlie and Max, about you'll hit 1 for 4, beautiful shot, and then somebody gets a nick for 4 down the French cut, and then there's all something you go, oh, the game's changing here, hang on.
Yeah.
and the Southern Storm were on 127 at this stage of their innings.
Having only lost a couple of wickets.
Yeah,
They still,
don't worry about the wickets.
but they had
The experience is kicking.
top order batsmen.
I knew with the first inning it was just going to be a fantastic game, and it's I said, where else would you rather be on a Friday watching cricket and just seeing top quality players in the territory, and Doing well.
Yep.
Baxter to McElduff outside the off.
He's gone for that.
He hits it.
Oh, and it just stopped there from Brody Simons. I actually asked him while I was keeping, how do you pronounce your surname? He came into bat and I asked, and it was Simmons. Yeah.
See, times have changed because I wouldn't have. That's not.
It's not friendly.
That's not the words I would have said to a wicketkeeper if I was batting.
He said, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
There's never been any pleasantries. And
Ken, you would have said, "In Jabiru, they call me."
Oh, let's stop there, Charles.
In Jabiru, they call me Mr. Vowles.
Mister, just Mister. Shh, here he comes. No, it's been just. I mean, people are talking about, because obviously people know me and around cricket in the territory and where I've been from Alice Springs to Jabiru to up here. People are stopping me and talking about the tournament, the carnival.
Yeah.
And just great go and say, oh wait, next year the Big Bash, the teams are open, and then wow.
And that it's got huge potential, and I want to raise something as well. If I said to you, a Northern Territory Big Bash team by 2027, what do you think?
I'd say make it 3 years earlier. There you go.
I like it.
Early the better. I'm in the era where we beat South Australian second 11. We went to ACT and beat ACT, and they were in the second 11 competition. I was just all playing miss. That's trying to hit into the Italian club, Charlie, to disrupt the boxing training over there. But I was part of a year with Darren Trumer. We had some, we went and beat the Queensland second level. We beat ACT, which is our pivotal tournament, to go down and play them because they were in the second level comp. And we still weren't accepted into the second level competition then.
Yeah.
Now 2020 presents us with a franchise opportunity up here to be a part of something. With these players coming up that we've seen coming up, we can easily fill that side with locals and a mix of people, interstate people who are committing to themselves to the territory as per contracts.
Right. Yep.
And then we can have the basis, but that needs to be from Cricket Australia with obviously the funding support and territory governments, and the territory government's got to get behind it as well. But I think we should do it in the next 2 or 3 years without a doubt.
Yeah, and the thing about that is you can get so many interstate players come up here now, and that's going to just increase after the Cricket 365. We're going to see that continue to boom. So no doubts that you'll be able to pick up players from interstate that spend time up here, and then they'll be able to join the state side. And the situation now, 54 off 17 balls, so they need just over 18 runs and over. So it's they got to go.
Captain Josh Khan coming back on the bowl, is that?
Yes.
What it is?
Yeah.
It is.
But just going back on that Big Bash side, I mean, the franchise, it's money, it's about that. But for our jurisdiction and our travel, I mean, if you can have a WA side involved in a Big Bash, you can have a territory side.
How's it match up season-wise? Is it the same? Can we play at the same time in the year?
Well, that it has to be Alice based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alice. I mean, we've had the England Test team there playing it's for 3 or 4 dayer against the Australian. Has to be Alice Springs.
Yeah.
And that's the base. It's got a world-class facility.
Yeah.
It's got world-class people. It's got
absolutely
beautiful accommodation. It's got everything in Alice Springs.
Beautiful ground as well.
That's what I'm saying. It's a world-class facility.
And a few years ago, they had the Sheffield Shield final.
Sheffield Shield final was there.
And what an aspect that would be for the Big Bash to have that aspect of the competition, not just the big cities, but then you got Alice Springs as well.
Yep.
So this is Josh Khan on bowling.
Oh, come on, go for 4.
Well, it's a fantastic time when we're trying to drum it up because we hope something's going to happen here, but it really gives an opportunity for Neil or McElduff to make a name for themselves and hit some big bombs here, hit some big 6s and some 4s, and destroy some reputations here, and because a lot of these players will be playing against each other for many years to come in the Big Bash and state leagues and interstate leagues as well.
Well, they're in the 18th over and they're 51 runs behind.
Oh,
well, that's good. That's good.
I think he's having a laugh with that because that's all he can do.
Yeah.
It was an attempted slow ball bouncer that, yeah, I think my 4-year-old nephew would be pretty happy with that one, I reckon.
So 52 required now off 15 balls. So if they can get this down to, oh, it's tough.
Halve that at the end of this over. It's a big ask. Oh, well, he's having a bit of
Oh, that popped
slog
up.
at it.
Get the 2 there. Oh. Well bowled from Josh Khan.
Yeah, but I'm Max on there, man. I'm passionate about the territory. I bleed territory. I say if you cut me, that's what would come out, I reckon. I love this place. And obviously being in cricket and in my former life as in politics, I could think of no better thing in sport. One is an AFL team for the NT, and the next is cricket. We should be doing them both.
Cricket first.
Well, you were never the sport. Why were you never the sport minister?
What? Wrong bloke you're asking there, Charlie.
No.
Oh, that's no ball.
Well, did you have your name?
And I don't think
did you make it known?
I don't think the other guy could make the choice for.
Okay.
Did
you make it known you
absolutely
wanted to do it?
Yeah, I remember walking in to the Chief Minister and when you'd been voted in around your portfolios, and I said, what am I getting, Chief Minister? He said mining, Aboriginal mining, fishing, Arafura games, and I said, and sport? He said no. And then I had to leave the office and I took one more chance and said, and sport, Chief Minister? You're not the sports minister, mate.
Oh, okay.
But we're all involved.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Well,
he's gone
Just
for
as
this
much
one.
as I love the art scene, the cattle scene, the anti-fracking scene, the mining scene, the oil and gas, everything. Anything that's going to bring revenue and people to the territory, then I support it.
So, NT Big Bash team, 2025.
What's the date? 2021, I reckon 2023. All it takes. Now, I've been a minister in the territory government. All it takes is a commitment by the NT government to say we will match as this stadium and these training facilities. That was a match from the NT government and Cricket Australia. So Cricket Australia, NT government, NT Cricket went and said we want to build this. Cricket Australia said, yeah, we support it, and then we're going to put in $1 million. The NT government said we'll match it, and then you've got this beautiful facility.
What's the costing on having that? Because what's an AFL team's $6 million a year or something?
Yeah.
You know, what would a cricket team be?
Well, you wouldn't think it'd be that much because there's less people travelling. What do you squad? But I mean, let's not get into politics, but we're going to spend $12 million on a grandstand at the races. You can put an AFL team and a 2020 team out of the territory. For a lot less.
Alice Springs.
It's about priorities.
Well, current Sport Minister Kate Warden mentioned that to her.
Well,
I wouldn't imagine it's high on their priority.
Well, that's the thing, because of COVID now, there's a bit of recovery that has to sort of happen from that, I'm sure, but it can quickly get put high on the agenda.
But if without the full COVID, we'd have a better tournament here, which would actually showcase more with the Big Bash, all the players and that. Now, you might wonder why we're talking about, going on about what's happening in future cricket. We're 18.1 overs in, 637, chasing 170.
184.
184.
Yeah, that's why we've wandered off the game.
Yeah.
It's... He's hit this one away, beat the 2 fielders in there. They'll take at least a couple. Might be a 3.
So the Southern Storm here, doing a brilliant job.
It really has been, apart from the 2, miscatch and the stumping, but they created those opportunities, Southern Storm. They have dominated this fielding unit, this innings.
Yeah.
They really have.
Yeah.
They've just, the 2 main players, they've starved them of runs. Larkin was, physically tired. We were really struggling to hit him in the middle, but that's because a lot of pressure they put in and running the 1s and 2s and, to get them through and changing the strike over.
Big swoosh.
Hey.
Missed by quite a bit. Now they're going to run through for a quick single from the overthrow.
Oh, sorry, I just went, I think the wicketkeeper tried to do a run out then. You've got to watch this.
the keeper was all good then.
No, he was not. He was not. The keeper took it and thought they were running, and he went to throw it, and it slipped and went 2 metres. But you try, I'll give you something. You try and throw in a wicket-keeping glove. There you go. There's my little, there's my thing for you to get out with. It's pretty hard to throw with a wicket-keeping glove.
Yeah.
But
Well, those wicket-keeper gloves, are they soft? Or are they pretty?
Oh, well,
they are really soft. For us, Charlie, they're really soft from what we're used to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, you guys had to put steak in the gloves. You don't have to do that with these gloves.
We couldn't afford steak back then.
Yeah.
The only stories about the test players, because only they could just afford it with their $200 a test match. I remember they were earning. But just going back, the Southern Storm have really been dominant in their fielding, their pressure they've created through their bowling unit. Their bowlers have stuck to plans of certain players, and they're going to win this tournament, this carnival.
And Ryan McElduff, he does like the ramp shot, Ryan, but
they're just a more cohesive and professional team, aren't they? I mean, they never got rattled at all in this. They've set, they batted out the innings, got the runs they wanted, and then focused on the job that they had to do. They deserve to win. They went in as favourites, short price favourites for this, and we were misled a little bit last night by the City Cyclones on their wonderful performance, but they were going to be outplayed here.
And
Great catch!
Brilliant catch.
That was hit out of the middle, about a metre off the ground, all the way through. I thought he was going to bounce for a second then. It's a very good catch. But you're right, Charlie. They come in favourites. I mean, the end score we've got coming in is going to probably end up around 150 odd as well, which is a good chase, but just been dominated and probably around par for the rest of the tournament.
That's right. And 150. It's funny you say that, because what did they make? They made 183. If they took those catches at the start, the batters gave a few chances, and that's the difference. And fielding's just so important, and that is really the difference. But the Southern Storm, they also did miss a few chances at the start as well. So both teams have missed chances, and but the Southern Storm, they were able to put on more runs, and they've almost completed the job here.
And so Banjo's going to get a bat. Banjo Waring's walked in. The Alice Springs player, if you've told us.
Banjo.
Yep.
Good guy. Must be a good fellow. He's from Alice Springs.
Yeah, certainly he is. Yeah, I do. I've spoken to him a few times. He plays at Tracy Village, so I played a few games with him there, and he's a good kid. Yeah.
To both of you, what will this win mean to this team?
Oh, it's huge, especially after the Southern Storm. As there's a chance here. Oh, just dropped. Frustrating there for Kyle Scrimmajaw, who's bowled arguably the best for the Southern Storm in this final. None for 7 off 13 balls is brilliant from him, and he bowled that tough periods.
That? Oh, he did all the hard work going in.
Yeah. But going back to what it means for them, in the one-day competition, they won just as many games as the Desert Blaze, but the Desert Blaze had better percentage. Yeah. So the Desert Blaze ended up winning that competition. So it's brilliant for them to be able to bounce back from that, continue their form, and now they're going to win the T20 tournament. So they've played a lot of good cricket to win this, and they deserve it. Yeah,
and we should give credit to the City Cyclones, because they were in the contest for a long time, where they just over the last few overs that they lost their way. Certainly when Larkin went, their chances evaporated, I thought.
Well, I thought Jack Edwards looked the better of them at the start. I mean, hit the bad ball. He made some bad balls into 4 balls, some good balls into 4 balls. But it's just been a dominant display, and as you were saying, Charlie, they expected the Southern Storm to come in and win this game. After last night's heroics or pandemonium of amazing
It was
match.
all of that.
It was everything. But it's been the final, not we hoped for, but it's been a really good final where we've seen some good skills. We've seen some improvement needed, which is, let's remind us, there was still pre-season for most of these players.
Yeah.
So, and our guys are in form, and obviously they've never dropped a catch in this whole tournament, our local guys, but this is what it's about. It's always been about exposing our local guys to, cricketers on their way up and saying, you're just as good here, if not better, or you can be if you apply yourself, and you can also get picked up, while at the same time, you're getting these interstate players coming up and getting noticed and recognised.
Yeah, and that's right. And Kyle Scrimgeour is a perfect example of that. Like you, Ken, he played in the under-19s Australian team. He's played interstate cricket for a while, going down to Tasmania and South Australia, and now he's doing a brilliant job here. And all it takes is one superstar, a Ricky Ponting for Tasmania, to lift that whole state up.
Out.
And as we see, that's a run out there.
And I want to
Josh
mention,
Kahn with the throw.
I want to mention Dean Fry as well, the local guy. And he batted well, made 46 from 25. It was a good innings from him. He'd learn a lot from that in playing in this grand final.
Oh, just absolutely. And I met Dean only last year at the Darwin District Cricket Awards, where he won Field of the Year.
Yeah.
And I thought, this guy's on. And obviously playing a bit of indoor cricket. He's just a generally nice person. And that's important, all right?
Yes.
Mature innings from him.
And that's what I'm getting to. Like, the innings sort of reflected almost who he is.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know he was a local guy, you'd say, well, this guy's had a really good game.
Yeah.
He's at this level. He can play, any level.
Certainly.
So all it takes is the right time, the right person to see him at the right place, and away they go. But what it's doing is exposing our locals. It's exposing and also giving a pathway for a younger under 13s, 15s, 17s coming through to go, I can play here and I can play great cricket without leaving. And if I do want to leave, I'll know some friends as well.
Yeah,
and I've got some contacts.
Right. That's the most important
thing. Which is always the hardest thing for territory people in any leaving to go to a new place is hard anyway, but in a sporting environment.
So Guthrie to face the last ball of the innings.
Oh.
And he has a big go at it. I think might have let it go. Might have hit it for 4.
There it is.
He has. There it is. So he hits it for 4, and the game comes to, well, the sort of an expected end, didn't it? Really, was the game ground down in the end and became a no contest towards the last 4 or 5 overs, but a good win to the Storm. They thoroughly deserved it. Give us some thoughts, Ken, first.
Well deserved. I mean, Joshua Kahn leading from the front, you see there, 55. Dean Fry's 46 off 25, and then I thought his bowling really turned it around for him. I mean, he had him under pressure. He took pivotal wicket, and with him at a full team effort, I think they could have improved a little bit, but you only got to win, Charlie and Max, to win the tournament that we expected them to win. City Cyclones put up a great effort. I just want to thank everybody while I got the chance to, 1, NT Cricket, 2, and really importantly, all the players who committed themselves, who've been put in isolation and COVID-related lockups and all that life experience stuff that we take for granted. But these guys are trying to forge a career in cricket and make a life out of it. And sadly, this COVID is part of it all now. But it's given the NT an amazing opportunity to see top quality cricket played over the last couple of months. It's just been absolutely wonderful to see. I've seen it online, now I've seen it live. And as a past player, I'm so proud to be a part of it all. And there's going to be careers made out of these tournaments, both local and the interstate guys. And we'll look forward to them and saying, they came in Darwin that year. I remember they came up and played for us, and we'll love them forever. And that's what cricket's about.
Comments here from Ken Vowles. Max, we'll leave the last comments to you. You've been across this whole series for the whole 9 games of it. Give us your thoughts on this game and the whole series.
Yeah, it's been an amazing series, not just for the players, but for NT Cricket, who have done a superb job with all of this and setting this up. This is the inaugural year of the Cricket 365 concept, where there's one-dayers and T20 cricket on and players from interstate all coming up to play in this, and it's been a terrific campaign overall. But going to tonight's game, the Southern Storm started the game off superbly. You know, Josh Khan, 55 off 39, followed by the local cricketer up here, Dean Fry, superbly finishing off the innings with 46 off 25. And then with the ball, you know, they were threatened early, really. You know, the City Cyclones got off to a great start, but they just kept sticking at it, fought hard, and they managed to the Southern Storm to get the win, and that's back-to-back 2 years in a row now for the Southern Storm. They won it last year, and this year they've done it again. And the City Cyclones, they'll be disappointed with tonight, but they'll be really happy with what they've been able to do, because they've only had 3 wins. Last night they picked up their 3rd win from 10 games, and now they've played 11. And so they'd be happy to get to this point in the T20 tournament. So brilliant job from them, and what a game, what a campaign, and big thank you to NT Cricket, really, on behalf of all the players. It's been a great job from them and Joel Morrison and the whole team there, and the facilities, everything about it up here. What we've been able to go through in the last 10 weeks has just been unbelievable from a player's perspective. So a brilliant job from NT Cricket, and congratulations to the Southern Storm taking out the T20 title. Good
on you, Max. Well done. Great to work with you. Ken, good to have caught up with you again. We've done it before in the past, and it's good to connect up with you again today. If you've been watching this, we've brought it to you from the DXC Arena here in Darwin. Victory to the Southern Storm, their 2nd in a row. They won it last year. They won it again this year. 3 for 183. They defeated the City Cyclones 8 for 153. That's us signing off. Wherever you are around Australia, stay safe.